It is George Sedano. It is Scott Kaplan. Sedano and Kap is on.
I'm going to have to say respectfully, I'm going to disagree.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
The LA Afternoon Drive takeover.
He likes to lay the wood.
Yeah.
You say Kikuchi.
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year. Ha
Christopher can go to hell.
Oh, nothing worse than the horse.
Nah, man, black don't crack.
Benjamin Pratt is like, how do you say his name? Asminger?
Asminger. Hey, these Hard Knocks guys are all over me right now. It's like I'm in back in Dayton. You are a bit killer.
Because you got to talk about sperm?
Here we go.
You don't know. You don't know. And you know why you don't know? Because you're gutless, Andy. You're gutless.
Sedano and Kap.
God, I'm going to mount you. Come on, DeMarco. Da-dum-bum. Yeah. Bing, ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. Bing, ba-dum-bum, ba-ding, ding, 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 ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. Bing, ba-dum-bum. Yeah. Bing, ba-dum-bum, ding, 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 ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. Bing, ba-dum-bum. Yeah.
How do you come up with that lick? That's awesome.
Sedano and Kap is on the airwaves of 710 ESPN. We got DeMarco in for Sedano. We got Big D, who's known as Lil D, when Big D is in the house.
What's happening?
DeAndre, what's happening?
Big fella.
We got the Funchy Lover.
Where's he? Where's Funchy?
Right here.
Where
Right
is
here.
he? Oh,
Put
there
on
he
your
is.
glasses.
Now I can see him. Thank you. I'm looking in the corner. There you are. That's my man.
Funchy
My
Lover in
dude.
the house.
Dude,
Savage.
my man is a Formula One driver.
Oh, dude, last night. Oh, my God. Right. He drives that Prius, man.
That's right.
Call me
that
Lewis
thing is
Hamilton.
Like it's a
On rails.
Lambo. Right. Like a Lambo, he drives that Prius.
It was quiet in that car.
Oh, my God.
It was quiet.
There were some
Seriously.
scared people, boy. And then the Queen is in the house, and the five of us last night all went to the LAFC
Yes, sir.
at BMO.
So much fun.
It was fun.
Yeah,
Okay,
that was
DeMarco,
live.
you and I, it was
Yeah.
our very first time ever being at an LAFC game.
Yes.
Give me some very first initial impressions of what we did last
I've
night.
always I've driven by the place. I remember when they were building it, when the Rams were at the Coliseum,
Yeah.
and I saw pictures. Johnny Hecker was doing the Falcon thing, so I always saw it from the outside. Wanted to go in, couldn't wait to go in, and then when you go in, when I went in, it was just like, wow, this place is so cool. It's so tight, but the field is so beautiful. I told Laura, I said, wow, this is so cool. This is what LA is supposed to be about on the inside of this thing.
And one of the things that I always tell, like Mario yesterday when, he was about to come on, he's like, don't say that you don't like soccer. And I was like, I feel like that's the appeal that I'm not a huge soccer person. It's not a diss. It's not anything. It's just, even though I grew up with it because of my parents, it was never really something that gravitated. But you walk into that stadium.
Yeah.
It's so different, and the vibe is so cool that it grabs
That's it.
you.
The vibe. See,
You know
I don't
what I
want to
mean?
sound so sappy, Cappy, but I felt the love.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Sappy Cappy. I said that, didn't I? That rhymed. I didn't even know I said that. Wow.
New
Yeah.
nickname for
That
you.
was-
Sappy Cappy.
I want to be
Sappy
sappy.
Cappy.
It's so funny that you called me Sappy Cappy
Yeah.
because when we walked in, we literally walked through the gates.
Yeah.
And the first dude that sees us says to me, he goes, Cappy, you a freak.
Yeah.
I was like,
He
what's up?
sure did.
I was like, what's up?
Shout out to that guy.
Yeah. So I got to say, though, I wonder if they didn't have the fan section, the 3252s,
Yeah.
how different that place would sound and feel.
It
Maybe
would be
that's
like-
it. Yeah.
It would be like the Galaxy Stadium.
Oh.
That's how it would be like at Carson.
See, I have a question for all the FC fans, real quick. So, like I said, they gained a fan last night.
Two.
We had two fans. We had so much fun.
Bunchy,
But-
you in?
I'm in.
Yes,
You're a fan too? Okay.
Great.
But I haven't seen what the Galaxy have to offer.
Yeah, not that much.
I mean, should we at least go?
No.
No? That's it?
I mean, listen, I'm not opposed.
You got to take all your
checking-
recruiting trips now.
I understand. I'm
Yeah.
not opposed to checking it out.
Yeah.
And my boy Landon Donovan was a big star for the Galaxy. They got a
Yeah.
statue of Landon Donovan in front of that stadium.
What does that look like?
It's like a little thing. It's like a little.
I got to see.
Little.
It's like a little,
He little. He little.
Little thing?
Yeah. But so Landon Donovan's my guy.
Yeah.
And he played for the Galaxy.
Yeah, he did for me, yeah.
And then my guy Joe Tatino is the voice of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Here's the Galaxy, a shot and a score.
But it's not like that. It's not like what
No,
we saw
so-
last night.
So I will say that I haven't been to a game in a long time for them. I would go back, I mean, years, many years ago, and the vibe was never that. It was never super hype. Like you would have your fans, like your diehard. I know Alex, who's their security downstairs, is a big Galaxy fan.
He is a big Galaxy fan.
yeah.
Alex,
He was talking trash when I was
On the
wearing
way
my-
out, he talked trash, didn't he?
I was
Yeah.
wearing my LAFC stuff.
LAFC.
So
What did he say? There's some dirt on your
there's
shirt.
some dirt on my shirt. He said all of it. But my thing is, if you can grab people like me who are not huge soccer fans, and I was invested, especially when we were like standing. Like I was like, oh, you know, and I'm like really caught up in the feeling of the game.
I felt like I was in Europe.
That's what
I
they
felt
did.
like I was in Europe. I
That's
really
what
did.
the
I'm like,
key thing.
this is wow, unbelievable.
What I really liked is I did have a chance to walk the entire stadium.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I saw a lot of
Sorry
the
about
stadium. No, it's okay.
Oh, sorry about
You guys
that.
had the really nice seats, you know. And I was, but here's the thing. Like I walked the whole stadium. I don't know what the capacity is there. I thought it was like 30 something, but somebody
Yeah.
told me it was like 22.
Okay. Yeah.
Because you never feel like you're super crowded.
Yes.
You know, you never feel like
22,000.
like
22,000.
Like
okay.
that feeling of like you're on Bourbon Street and you can't move and it's just disgusting during Mardi Gras. Like that you never feel that way in the stadium. It was like getting to the concessions, buying drinks,
Super simple.
buying sandwiches,
Yeah.
whatever it was, the torta.
torta looks fire.
Oh, dude, the queso fresco
Say
on
that
the torta.
again.
Torta.
See, your face changes when you say
does,
that. Watch
doesn't
his face. Say it again.
Torta.
See?
Why do you do that?
Because
It's Tony
I
Montana.
become Scarface. That's right. You need a torta, man.
Your face changed.
I want a torta with some queso fresco,
I'm
man.
so short that this like
Oh, you can't see it?
I can't
Oh,
see it.
yeah.
I have to,
Everything's
like, go
face
up a
changes.
little
It's
bit.
amazing. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I got to just say, the stadium is awesome.
Hooked.
Like
Yeah.
you, DeMarco. You know, I watched that stadium get built doing Rams games across the street at the
Yeah.
Coliseum. Had never been in it before. Stadium's awesome. Food was great. Fans were on fire.
Easy to get out of, right?
Oh my God,
Yeah.
super easy.
Or did we time it right?
No, I think. Well, we
Yeah,
kind of timed it right.
timed it
but we
right.
didn't leave that early. I
No,
think
there
we
was like
left,
2 minutes left in the
Yeah.
game.
We didn't leave that early, but
Okay.
also the girl that shout out to Andrea, the girl that I was talking to that you thought I knew forever.
Yeah,
I was
thought that
talking
was a
like,
homie.
No, I met her that day. She was super friendly. So even the staff there is beyond
Everybody was
friendly.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
and
was
then
the vibe.
also had a chance to go up into the Founders Club.
Yeah,
because,
yeah.
You
because
did.
DeMarco and I did the halftime show with Dave Denholm, which was
We kind of like ambushed him.
yeah, we kind of just
Yeah, you guys did.
yeah, we weren't invited. We just sort of took over the halftime
Thank you,
show.
Mario.
You know, and that was great.
Yeah.
and even like the food in the Founders Club was
Yeah.
really good. They had this like Korean
Little ribs.
like ribs. They were
Yeah.
delish. Okay, some kind of vegetable fried rice, which was
Oh my
outstanding.
God.
Funchy's a food guy.
All right, Funch, what'd you think, man?
Funchy's a food guy. So I want to know what you thought of the food in the Founders Club because you're a food guy. You love food.
Food's his favorite food.
Yeah, it was all right. I don't want to say anything.
Okay.
We-
Why, you had a
Oh.
problem?
It's all right.
You
It was
have
all
those,
right.
you have
No,
those little
that's
little-
good for a foodie. If
Yeah.
he's not
If the
dumping on
spring
it.
rolls were really good.
Egg rolls,
four
yeah,
of
the
them.
egg rolls.
Yeah,
with
I had
the
four
little
of
those egg
chili-
rolls?
The little sweet and chili
Yeah,
sauce.
it was
Ooh.
so good, right?
I didn't
Yeah.
try that. I didn't try the
Yeah.
sweet chili sauce.
D,
I didn't try
the lady gave me one. Like I had my plate, she gave me one.
I
egg
asked
roll.
for two,
I
and
looked
she
at him like,
gave me two.
you know, I need another one. You see me, right?
So me and Punch got two, man.
Did
Yeah.
you really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I went like around the line and just came back and handed her the same plate. Like, give me two.
Oh, we went to the end.
Oh,
there's
smart.
There's the other side where they were selling. They
you
had
can't
egg
give
rolls and
me
stuff.
one egg roll.
No.
You know what I mean? No.
Did you guys try the agua frescas on the side?
Did
Yeah.
not try. Did not try the agua
I had the
fresca.
lemonade. It was awesome.
I
yeah.
had one of the agua frescas. It was really good
No,
too.
no,
Really
no.
cool.
But I'll tell you, man, it was great. So congratulations to the LAFC, and I say that because I know that I'm late to the party. I know that everybody who's listening right now who's been to an LAFC game or they've already become emotionally invested in this team, they're like, "Where have you been, fool?"
Yeah.
Haven't had a chance. Saturday nights, Mario would say to me, "Hey, Cap, on Sábado Domingo, come on out, man."
Sábado domingo.
Yeah, is it Saturday and Sunday?
Your face didn't change.
No?
Yeah.
No, it didn't. That's
Yeah.
that
Y
was
sabe domingo.
There you go.
He's like, "Come on out." I'm like, "Oh, dude, I got something going on." All I know is this: it was awesome. So you got some new fans. I was texting my girlfriend last night. She's visiting family in Vancouver, where she's going to a wedding this weekend, and she knew that we were at the game. So she was at a pub, and they had the game on
Oh,
in
no
the
way.
pub.
Oh, that's so dope.
She's like, "We're watching the game that you're at." I'm like, "Girlfriend, we got to come back here."
Yeah.
Because
You
the
should have streaked.
No.
On the field?
Yeah.
No.
If she's watching the game.
Oh, that would have been a good
No.
idea.
See?
Yeah, no,
We
no.
do not want to get kicked
Okay, I'm just
out
sorry.
in bed.
Just for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do not.
Oh, my bad. My
encourage
bad. I'm
him,
sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We were so close to the field, I could have jumped in.
See?
I know, but do not encourage Cat because he'll do it.
I could have jumped right onto that
That's the
field.
thing.
I could have done that, no problem. But thanks to the LAFC
Yes.
for having us last night. And
Awesome.
like we all said, you gained some new fans.
Oh, Cappy.
Learned a lot about the sport, too.
Although I was disappointed, my
Yeah.
boy Timothy Tillman, who's like one of my best friends, you know,
Yeah.
he plays for the team.
Yeah.
You know, like we're BFFs now because we hung out with Jacob and Ronnie. And Timothy Tillman, he drew a yellow card early in the match. I call it a match, that's right. And then he got hurt and got knocked out of the game. So,
Wow.
yeah, it was unfortunate.
What number is he?
22.
22. Okay.
I mean, I don't know if that's really his number, but I, just wanted,
You
I wanted to
looked-
sound confident.
See, I was asking everybody. They told me to watch 99. That's the guy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. What's this? You guys remember his name? 99?
Ibawanga.
Yeah, that guy. Watch him.
Ibawanga?
Yeah, that's his name.
Ibawanga.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
watch him. Yes.
Is that the guy that Mario was interviewing?
Is from Uganda? Is that it?
No, Denis Bawanga. Would it be Bawanga?
Yeah, no, but he's from Uganda.
I don't
I think so.
He's like, no, man, his name is Dabita Wanga.
I
Not
just
from
see
Uganda.
Parker in the back, like doing hand signals.
Is that yes?
So I'm like, I don't know what's
Yes,
happening.
no?
Wait,
Maybe
dude's
so?
name is Dabita Wanga from Uranga? What?
No.
Denis.
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 Yes.
Bawanga.
Denis Bawanga.
Correct.
But he's from Uganda.
He's from
I
Uganda.
don't think he's from Uganda.
You
I
don't think he's
think
from
that's
Uganda?
what somebody said in the stands last night. I think that's what they
He's
said.
Ugandan.
We'll look it up.
You
Yes.
were in the Founders Club, so people, sometimes
They were really cool, but they were
I'm
great
not saying
people.
that.
Learned a lot.
Also, Cappy, we saw that BMO has concerts going on,
Right.
And the Foo Fighters
Denis
will be there.
Gabon. He
What's-
speaks French. It's like an African country that speaks French.
Wait, what's his name?
Denis Bawanga.
Denis
Bawanga.
Bawanga.
And
but
where's
he's-
he from?
He's from France?
Gabon. But
He's
he
from
speaks French.
Gabon?
Yeah.
Denis Gawamba is from Gabon.
And Kay Kamara was the one that Mario did the post game with.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
And what
Thank
happened to my
you.
boy Timothy Tillman, Parker?
He was up for the USA team but didn't get selected, but really good baller. His brother's on the USA select team.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, good information
All right,
about
now,
you.
now we need to get Cappy into the Foo Fighters.
Well, right. So the
concert.
Foo Fighters are playing in August. I want to say like
August 9th,
in the 11th.
in the 11th.
Right.
Yep.
I got to go to see Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
DeMarco, you probably want to
Puts
go.
on
there.
a great show.
Yeah, I love the Foo Fighters.
Saw him at the Dodger Stadium.
Oh man, I
It was
love
awesome.
the Foo
Did
Fighters.
you like the concert at Dodger Stadium?
They opened for the Police.
'Cause
And it was awesome.
Foo
Yeah.
Fighters open for
Wow.
Police?
Foo
How long
Fighters
ago
opened
was
for the
that?
Police. This was years ago. Yeah, they
They
opened
don't
for the
perform
Police.
anymore to police.
They,
Yeah,
they,
no,
they
Sting
got back
does.
together for one big tour. It was
Sting
awesome.
does.
Crazy.
Sting,
Yeah.
Sting does because Sting's been touring with like Billy Joel or
Yeah,
somebody.
awesome
You know?
show. Yeah.
Sting had an album with Shaggy recently.
Yeah, did he really?
Yeah,
wow,
really.
Wow,
awesome.
Yeah.
That is an interesting combo.
But Foo Fighters inside of BMO,
So-
that looks fire.
Come on.
I've been quick things. I went to Dodger Stadium to see Aventura. I'm not a huge fan. I don't know why. I just didn't like it. But I went to see my friend bought tickets for Rebelde when they were at BMO Stadium,
BMO.
and we weren't super close, but it was cool. Like just being able to be there and how they set things up.
Yeah.
I was way bigger fans of that concert at BMO than I was at Dodger
I
Stadium.
gotta
way.
go. I gotta go.
Yeah,
there.
you
I
gotta
gotta go
go.
to Foo
There's
Fighters
a
at
fight
BMO.
coming up there soon.
Really?
Andy Ruiz was there, the heavyweight.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Really?
when is that fight? August
3rd.
We're going. We're
How
going
does
to
it
that
happen?
fight.
What
We
day of the
have
week
to.
is that?
I think it's a
It's gotta be a
Saturday.
Saturday.
Oh.
All flights are on Saturday.
It
Yeah,
is
that would make sense.
I think
Yeah,
that's when
yeah.
they're doing the second softball game that you guys are playing on
Yep.
with the community.
I hear Parker's actually getting to play
Yeah,
in this
he's-
softball
Right.
game.
Hashtag let Parker
Nice.
play.
Yeah.
And then,
Let that man
Funchy, I
play.
think,
Let
is
Parker
playing.
play.
All right, listen, we're just getting rolling,
Yeah.
okay?
Have fun, boys.
There's your icebreaker.
There
right
it
there.
is.
There it is. There's
There
your
you
icebreaker,
go.
okay? Ice is officially broken. Make sure you get involved in our live YouTube chat today. I know everybody's going to be in the circle of trust and you're going to be all over Twitter today. Make sure you're getting into the live YouTube chat. I can already see Miss Molly, Darth Navarro, the Neil Saw, Alma Rosales. I can see all of you in the Crypto Ray. I can see you guys in the live YouTube chat. Keep it coming. Whether you're listening on radio on 710, you're listening on the ESPN LA app, or you're watching on YouTube, get involved in the live YouTube chat. Okay, we're just underway. DeMarco's in the house. We got a lot we want to get to, including something that everybody's going to go like this about. When I say what's coming up is I want to talk about Bronny.
The most followed sports radio station in America.
710 ESPN.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey guys, it's Cappy here, and let me talk to you about this issue of dealing with your homeowner's insurance. So your home floods, right? You have a big giant flood at your house, and you realize that the insurance adjuster is trying to pay you so little that you won't be able to repair the damage. That is when you call Avner Gatt. Avner Gatt is a public insurance adjuster who is on your side. Look, you can try and negotiate with the insurance company yourself. I've tried. You're going to find out very quickly it is not that simple. Avner Gatt and his team negotiate on your behalf to make sure you're getting the best possible outcome, not the insurance company. He and his team have been dealing with insurance companies for so many years. It's all they do. They've got the experience. They've got the industry know-how that you need on your side. Now, some of these folks used to work for insurance companies before they joined Avner's team, and Avner Gatt himself has 20 years of experience in this industry. Avner Gatt has one of the largest teams of professional, licensed public adjusters in California, and yes, the size is important. Avner has a unique winning recipe for handling homeowners' insurance claims. No one, and I mean no one, messes around with Avner Gatt and his team. Call Avner Gatt, 818-917-5256, 818-917-5256, or visit AvnerGatt.com. That's AVNERGAT, AvnerGatt.com. You call Avner Gatt, 818-917-5256. Avner takes the call himself. Hello!
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit, hims.com/joy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Who sings this? $10. Go ahead. Come on.
Don't give up on me yet.
I'm not. Also, the name of a TV show.
Right. In Living Color.
Ah, no, well, not in Living Color.
Living Color?
There
Living
you go.
Color.
Yes.
Hey.
He was the guy in Platoon. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. Yes.
He was the guy that stabbed his leg to get out.
No way.
Yes, that was in the foxhole at the end.
I mean, do you remember when this video came out?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody was like people were like, damn, 4 brothers like that playing rock and roll like that, dude.
I was just trying to school DeAndre on him right now.
It was cool.
Oh, you didn't know? Oh,
I mean,
I forgot.
Honestly,
Never
I
mind.
knew this song because of the wrestler, CM Punk.
Oh,
the
yeah.
CM Punk song.
So, it's CM Punk's theme song. Yeah.
Yes. Love it.
So today, Funchy told me this last night. I didn't know this. We're going to play music today, all related to the original Lollapalooza.
Yes, on this day, Lollapalooza came out, or they had their first show in Phoenix.
In what year?
1991.
91.
Wow.
So this music is going to be right up our alley today.
Oh, it's a great year.
Yeah.
Yeah. National champion.
Right.
College.
Yeah.
I think I was 21. Just turned 21. No, I was 20. Oh, my God. Come on, dude. See? Yeah. Oh, my God.
The Washington Fight song.
You have no idea. You have no idea. Yeah. Good stuff. 91. Lollapalooza. See, we went when it was cool. When it first started. The grassroots,
Yeah.
right? You know? Come on.
Like DeAndre was like, what's Lollapalooza?
Oh,
and we were like, dude, we were like, that is the music festival that got it all started.
Yes.
Well, I guess most people would probably say, no, dummy.
Woodstock.
Woodstock got it started.
Yeah.
But it's the one that kind of preceded all the music festivals of today.
Us Festival, Lollapalooza, all that stuff. Yeah.
I told Funch, like, what, is that an EDC? And he started laughing at
No,
me. Like,
that's okay.
With
Alternative
the name,
bands,
like,
rock
Lollapalooza
bands.
sounds like
Yeah.
an EDC. You know?
Have you gone to Coachella?
I have.
Yeah. Is it everything? I haven't gone yet.
I mean, he's from out that way,
Yeah.
too, you know?
Is it everything?
It depends on the lineup. I'll
Okay.
tell you that right now.
Yeah.
But you can make, like, if you go with a good group, then you'll have a great time at Coachella. Because the
Okay.
atmosphere and how everyone interacts with each other, it's a good time.
You know what sucks about Coachella now?
What?
You have to buy a ticket when you don't know who's performing there.
Oh, really?
Oh, you buy the ticket
That's what
before
those-
you
those-
go?
those are the
You
pre-sale.
basically buy it blind.
But those are the
Wow.
pre-sale tickets.
Okay. Yeah, but the tickets are going to be gone already once they
So
announce
what?
the
Buy
lineup.
them and then resell them if you
Exactly.
don't like the lineup.
That's what they do
Yeah, that's what they
anyways.
do. Yeah, that's what they do.
I know. It's like I got this. Speaking of soccer games, you ready
Yeah.
for this? Manchester United
Ooh,
is going on like their national tour.
Man U.
And they
Yeah.
happen to be playing down in San Diego on July 31st. So my girlfriend, Rachel, she decided to buy tickets to the game. And I have a friend who's like, yo, if you need tickets, I got you all hooked up because, you know,
You got the hookup.
that's the way I do. That's the way I
Yeah.
get down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so now I told her, I go, well, let's just sell your tickets. And she goes, oh, no, I'm not selling these tickets. I said, why not? She goes, because I bought the tickets in the place where I want to sit. I wear, you know, in the you know, I want to sit at this certain bar. I want to have this certain sight line. I want to have service, et cetera.
Fair.
I'm like, the tickets I got are to like this cool suite. She's like, no, I bought these tickets. That's where we're going.
Wow.
So I'm like, all right.
What are you going to do? Just
I'm
let
going
it
to do
go?
whatever she tells me to do.
Okay.
That's what smart guys do.
What about your friends' tickets?
I may sell those.
Sell your friends' tickets. Yeah. I guess
Hey,
that's smart.
Yo, can I get them tickets? I'm going to sell them. Yo, let me get them tickets. Let me hold them tickets, dog.
Wow.
Let me hold them things.
Well, you gave them to me. Yeah.
So, listen, I want to just say this, that I think, DeMarco, that you have Bronny fatigue.
A little bit. And it's not because of him. It's just everyone else, I guess. You know, you just get tired of hearing about it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think like
We're talking about a second-round pick.
well, and we're also talking about a guy that if he wasn't playing in the summer league,
Yeah.
no one would even be paying attention to the summer league.
Wait. No, it's not just that. It's the Lakers are talking about a second-round pick. This is new to me. This is very, very new. This whole era, this whole thing with talking about a person over the team is new. Did you talk about just one person when Mamba was on the planet? Or did you talk about the Lakers winning championships this time of year? I'm sure you weren't talking about second-round draft choices.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But even like if you were watching ESPN and it would, you know, the bottom line, you know, where the scroll would come across.
Yeah.
Bronny and the Lakers Summer League taking on so-and-so. You know, so like they've hyped it up.
Yeah. They're all in on it.
Oh, of course, because
Yeah.
it's a story in a time of the year where there's not a lot going on, and with ESPN televising Summer League games, they know that Bronny is the draw. But here's what I want to get at.
Not a lot going on.
Well, I mean,
guess so.
yeah, I
you
mean-
know, usually I said this. The training camps have been pushed back some because usually they'd be in camp and that would be the story. But now there's not much going on, so you have to fill it with something. That makes sense.
There's baseball.
Yeah.
And I guess if you've been following the WNBA, there's that.
Yeah.
You know, but I feel like the Caitlin Clark thing had me at the beginning, and then I've fallen off.
Yeah.
You know, now I know she had a big night last night and a losing effort, a lot of points, a lot of assists, had like 19 assists, and she, you know, set a new WNBA record. But you know, she's not good enough to be on the Olympic team. Of course, you know, she had a rough start.
Let's not go there.
Okay,
again.
let's not do that.
go there.
Okay,
Thank
all right,
you.
you got it. But here's the thing about Bronny. This is what I want to say about Bronny.
Okay.
You know, for everybody that ridiculed Bronny, in particular prior to last night's game, where, you know, he wasn't scoring very much, he was 0 for 13 from three-point land.
Wow.
There were a lot of reasons why people were kind of ridiculing Bronny, mostly because people thought, well, you see, these statistics prove the point that he's not really an NBA player. You know that story the other day, was it Jaylen Brown that was sitting courtside?
Yeah, he's
and
not a pro.
Right, they read his lips, you know, he ain't no pro. He's not a pro.
Did you see? Never mind. Angel Reese, you saw. Okay, never mind. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What are you going to say?
Nothing.
She's beautiful?
Just go ahead.
Okay, because she is, because she's super
Did
beautiful.
you see the pictures?
Yeah.
I did.
Okay.
She's unbelievable. Right?
ahead.
Okay. Anyway, she is. She is. I mean, believe me, I got a thing for her too. But if you're gonna ridicule Bronny when he's terrible and he had been 0 for 13 from 3-point range, can't we just give him like an ounce of love when he's pretty good? I mean, look, it wasn't an NBA game. It wasn't like he was playing against the Denver Nuggets. You know, he wasn't playing against the Dallas Mavericks.
Can I ask you a quick question?
All right, go ahead.
How long have you been on the radio and in the media?
1994.
How much time have you actually spent talking about Summer League basketball?
Oh, just a massive amount of breaking it down. Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah.
I don't believe you for a second.
Yes, I'm lying.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm lying.
That's the point I'm trying to make. Like, it doesn't matter what he does in the Summer League. Who cares, right? Why do we care so much about Summer League basketball now?
Because LeBron's son is playing, and because LeBron forced the Lakers to draft his son, and because his son was playing so poorly that everybody was ridiculing him. And then last night he actually went out and scored 12 points, and he hit his first 2 3-pointers of the Summer League.
I don't have a comeback for that.
I just want to give the guy a little bit, an ounce, just an ounce.
Go ahead.
Can't I just give him an ounce of love?
I'm actually rooting for the kid. I felt bad for Jordan's kids. I feel bad for what was his name? Jared Payton. Walter Payton's son was also a running back.
Yeah.
I felt bad for him. If you're anything below great, you're going to get ridiculed. That's terrible. That's a terrible weight to have to carry as an athlete. I feel bad for Bronny. I hope he becomes an all-star. That would be awesome. But come on, dude.
But come on, dude. Why?
We're spending 1,000 hours talking about a dude in Summer League. What are we doing here?
Anybody have an answer for what we're doing here? Nah, man. Nah, man.
See? Right.
Nah, man.
It's just too much. Like, why we criticize him every single game. Like, yes, he hasn't been performing at that level, but I mean, come on, man. Like you said, it's Summer League.
But to his point, you want to give him his props when he plays well.
Or
does it really matter if he plays well?
All I'm saying is that everybody's been beating up on him because he's been so bad.
Yeah.
So when he has a decent night, 12 points, he goes 2 for 5 from 3-point range. I just want to give him an ounce of love. That's all.
All right.
Just an ounce.
Is LeBron that scary of a person?
Oh, I'm petrified of LeBron.
Is he? Really? Like, if you don't talk about Bronny, like, he will cut you off? Is that the thing?
Well, I don't know if he's going to cut me off because he already cut me off.
He cut you off?
Yeah, he cut me off.
You were best friends at one point.
At one time, we were BFFs. But
how did you stop returning your calls?
Well, I think that when I started saying stuff, and then Sedano would shut me down because Sedano would go the opposite direction because Sedano has to get like post-game interviews with him. So Sedano has to suck up, whereas I have to and then it turns me into like the opposite.
Up, or you just can't really go all in?
No,
because he's got a job to do.
Nah, you got to suck up.
And you got to get LeBron.
I think you got to suck up.
You don't have to really you can't go all in and say what you really want to say. You have to be diplomatic. That's not sucking up.
Oh, it's not?
No, that's not sucking up, being diplomatic. Because you got to get the interview. You've been there.
Yeah, you got to get the interview.
I
understand that.
Yeah.
All right.
Who hated you? Did Breeze hate you?
Oh, no. Drew Brees loved me.
Who hated you? Somebody hated you.
Well, LaDainian Tomlinson loved me.
Yeah.
Until he hated me.
What made him hate you?
Because I had said to LaDainian Tomlinson, this is going back. Okay, I'll make this quick.
You said something to him? Okay, this is good.
All right, you know what? I'll tell you this story coming right back. Let me just say this. It is summertime. It's getting steamy out there, and I want you to proper refreshment is mandatory, and I'm talking about icy cold Coors Light. You're going to be on the beach this weekend, and you're going to because we got a heat wave coming in, and you're going to see a plane flying over the beach, and it's going to say "Choose Chill." And that's what we like to do here in Southern California. And I want you to visit that website, cachoosechill.com, cachoosechill.com. You're going to learn all about icy cold Coors Light. It's cold. It's crisp. It's clean. It's refreshing. And dare I say, it is
crushable.
Crushable. Coors Light, and it's icy cold. 2024 Golden, Colorado Coors Brewing Company. And when drinking that icy cold Coors Light, celebrate responsibly.
It's been a busy block of games in July already, but the black and gold aren't done yet.
Kike shot from 20 and in! Oliveira has scored on the giveaway!
It's another crucial Western Conference showdown, this time in downtown Seattle, as the West is getting wild.
Oh, that's a golazo!
Los Angeles Football Club versus Seattle Sounders. Pre-game gets going Saturday night at 7 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app. Be one of the first to experience Cosm. UFC 304. Leon Edwards looks to defend the welterweight title against Bilal Muhammad. Take UFC to a new level where every fight comes to life, putting you cage side. Wrap yourself in the heart-pounding action of every knockout, strike, and submission. Experience a match like never before. Edwards versus Muhammad, all in shared reality. Limited tickets only at Cosm Los Angeles.
The winger advances down the flank, leaving the defenders behind. The forward rises in the air, surpassing the marking. The ball seeks Jimenez. Jimenez connects and goal! What a way to smoke the net! The stadium roars with fire. They marinated the play with the perfect ingredients. They control the ball just like the masters of carne asada, with total control of the grill temperature and waiting for the perfect moment to throw all the meat on the grill. This team's got flavor.
When you're a master of carne asada, it stands out. We, the carniceros of Northgate Gonzalez Market, are the true masters of carne asada because we have years of experience perfecting the art of cutting, tenderizing, and marinating our meat. From juicy arrachera to tasty cecina and delicious chorizo, we have everything you need so you can enjoy a shopping experience of the highest quality. Come to Northgate Gonzalez Market and let the masters of carne asada take care of you. Northgate Gonzalez Market. Every visit has a story.
John Ireland here for my friends at Beverly Hills Orthodontics, and you can find them at BeverlyHillsOrtho.com. Did you know that one of your most memorable and meaningful features is your smile? Get the confidence you need to make a brilliant first impression with the incredible Dr. Madden and her awesome team. They're the experts in Invisalign braces and the all-new InBrace technology, braces behind your teeth. Check them out now at BeverlyHillsOrtho.com. And remember, whatever happens, you're always smiling with Beverly Hills Orthodontics. That's BeverlyHillsOrtho.com.
If you're looking to move out of your parents' place, you could really cut expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive, which is good because your little brother has gotten really territorial. You're blood related. You'd think it would be fine to share food in the fridge. I mean, who writes their name on every individually wrapped slice of cheese, Tyler? Still, you've got to admire the commitment. So bundle your renter's and car insurance with Progressive and use the savings to help you move out and have all the cheese you want. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See? We didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
All right, DeMarco's in for Sedano, and
Yes, sir.
Dr. Clapper's going to join us in just 1 second. Let me just finish this story for you. You ready?
What did you do to LaDainian?
Okay, listen. LaDainian Tomlinson and I were BFFs.
Yeah.
BFFs. And when the Chargers were contemplating, this is before they announced that they were moving to L.A.
Year-wise?
2016 season, I
Okay.
would say.
Yeah.
The Chargers were retiring LaDainian Tomlinson's jersey or something like that at a halftime ceremony.
Okay.
At the time, I'm working for CBS. So I want to say it was Ian Eagle in the booth, and I think Dan Fouts in the booth.
Wow.
And they after the halftime ceremony with LaDainian Tomlinson, they come down to me, and I say to LT off air, I talked to him during the week, I go, hey, do you want to use this interview that I'm going to do with you on CBS? Do you want to use it as a way to make a statement about keeping the Chargers in San Diego? And he goes, no, man. I go, well, why not? And he goes, because they're already gone. And I'm like, what? And then LT became like, the spokesperson for the LA Chargers. And of course I had to rip him after that. And so,
did you really?
So now he doesn't love me anymore.
Well, I mean, he's in a bad situation there.
Well, I mean, he was in a good situation. They just kept paying
What do
him.
you want him to say? What do you want him to say? Come on, man.
All right, here's Dr. Clapper back on Sedano and Cap with DeMarco in for Sedano. Dr. Clapper, should I just say it? How are you?
How are you, Scott Kaplan? I love talking to you.
How are you, my friend?
Busy. There's no end to the injuries. Just finished seeing 45 patients, and I'm going to be in surgery big time tomorrow. But I love it. I'm lucky to do what I love.
Doctor, I would like to be a little selfish at this moment and tell you that I think I have sustained an injury from the softball game last Friday night.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
So,
So tell Tell us where the injury, how did it occur? Talk to us.
Okay, here goes, Doc. So Steve Mason was very generous in buying, he and I, some Rawlings softball cleats. Okay?
Yeah.
I put the cleats on. I tried to break them in a little bit by doing 3 hours of talk radio before I got onto the field. Then when I got onto the field, I realized that there was no like arch support of any kind. In fact, I could feel the middle of the shoe like collapsing. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So like the heel was up and the toe was up and the arch was down rather than the arch being up. And so, okay, no problem. I could feel that the shoes were uncomfortable. I could feel that they were flimsy. And now all of a sudden, a few days later, it seems like every few steps I take, I feel this agonizing, sharp shooting pain in the arch of my foot. Dr. Clapper, what do I do?
Fascinating. Okay, so you ready for some Clapper vision?
I'm ready.
Have you been to Yosemite? Have you seen something called Half Dome?
You know what? I have.
So Half Dome is what it says. It's not a full dome. It's not a full yarmulke that you would wear at Temple. It's cutting it in half. Half the dome, half the yarmulke, half of a baseball cap cut vertically. If you were to take your shoes and socks off and go to the beach, not the really powdery sand, but where the wave just kissed the sand and it's moist, and you can jump in the air and land on one foot and then jump away. If you look at the footprint, you will see your feet, but you'll also see the arch as half a dome. And here's something else fun for the listeners to do. Now jump with both feet and land on the watery, sandy part with both feet at the same time, and then jump out of that footprint. With both feet together, guess what you're going to see in the sand? A full dome. Because the arch of our foot is not only going from the heel to the tips of your toes, one direction, but there's a second arch that goes from the medial side, the big toe side of the arch, to the pinky toe. It's an arch in two planes, north, south, and east, west. And that is created because of a single bone at the apex, the top of the arch, called the navicular bone. This was an injury for Joel Embiid, for Bill Walton, for many a basketball player. That's a nasty bone to have an injury, but that's the bone at the top of the dome. And that's what you injured wearing these terrible shoes.
So what does he do? What do you do? Ice it?
So it's not going to collapse. It's not going to have a bone breakdown, but you're hurting because you didn't give enough support in these brand new shoes. And so the ligaments that help suspend, there's 26 bones that make up the foot. You've injured some of the ligaments that help support the arch. And here's another way I want you to think of the bones in those 26 bones. It's like looking at a pearl necklace. All those little pearls connected to each other by strings of equal-sized knots between the pearls. Those are ligaments that connect. Instead of a beaded necklace, the 26 bones of our foot are like a beaded necklace crammed into your foot underneath the skin. You have strained. You didn't rip. So the beads aren't going to all fall apart. That's an unstable injury. But you strained the ligament. You strained the string between the beads. And how do you take care of it? You need a pair of New Balances or orthotics, something which gives you some support, and it'll take a couple of weeks, but your foot will feel much better if you give it the support that it's really crying out for.
You went back to high school for 2 seconds just like I did, didn't you? Yeah, absolutely.
Dr. Clapper, nice. Dr. Clapper on Sedano and Kap. DeMarco's in.
Hey, I got a question. Did you watch the Copa America final when Messi got hurt?
Yes.
What happened?
Go ahead. He's got an interesting injury because it's not a typical ankle sprain that we talk about because it seems to be on the other side of his foot.
Yes.
His medial side of his ankle. And that you better shut this guy down for a while. He's really in no danger of needing surgery, but that ligament better go on to heal because in veteran athletes, and you could speak to this better than anybody else, you're not as bungee cord springy as if, God forbid, Bronny James sprains his ankle, it's a lot different than when his dad, LeBron James, sprains his ankle because of the flexibility that's involved. Messi is going to take longer to heal, and he better be 100% before he comes back because he will have a calf strain, an Achilles tendon. Other things will happen unless he is treated with 100% healing. Otherwise, there's going to be trouble.
That thing ballooned up quick. And shouldn't they have done something like put ice on it or wrapped it or elevated it? They just kind of left it there.
Yes, and truly, your experience as an athlete, you know how precious ice can be. Right away, chill it. What it does is it constricts the immediate blood supply because you get too much. That's what causes the swelling, is too much blood supply goes to the area, and that swelling alone causes the pain. Ice is the best way to vasoconstrict and keep the swelling down, and you're right, they should have done it right away.
Dr. Clapper stopping by for his weekly visit here on Sedano and Kap. Doc, it is great to talk to you. Thank you for what you told me. I am going to make sure I immediately put my orthotics in my shoes and hope my foot feels better because it hurts.
All right. Well, you'll get better. There shouldn't be a problem. We see this all the time. It's from faulty shoe wear. And no wonder Steve Mason did a faceplant.
Nice.
He probably was wearing these shoes at the time.
You're not going to ask him about the torn esophagus? How do you tear an esophagus?
Yeah, Doc, you...
what the heck is that?
You hear this story with... With who was it? With May?
Yeah. I'm going to stick to carpentry. I'm an orthopedic surgeon, and I'll leave the plumbing to someone else.
My man. Doc, we'll see you next week. Thank you, buddy.
Okay, can't wait. Thanks so much.
All right, Dr. Clapper stopping by. All right, listen, we got a lot to get into here this afternoon. Some things that are on our minds. I know we talked before the show. We want to talk about Tiger Woods at the British Open or the Open Championship. We'll get to that story coming up. ESPN's got this list called the top 100 athletes that people seem to be buzzing about. Some people seem to be beating up on this list. We'll get to that story. We're going to start getting into deeper football, which we talked about yesterday. So plenty to come. But what we all need to know is next. This is Sedano and Kap on 710 ESPN.
Really excited to see the new schools come into play at the Coliseum. Obviously, you're going to have Notre Dame to finish the season. That's always a special game. But seeing Nebraska showing up, Penn State showing up, LSU at the Collie, that's what I'm really looking forward to.
I think both programs, the men's football program and the men's basketball program, are moving in the right direction. And the women's basketball program at USC is going to be ranked top 5 next year. So it's a great time for the USC Trojans to be back on ESPN LA.
I'm really curious to see, what does USC football look like without Caleb Williams? What are the adjustments that Lincoln Riley makes? And what is the defense going to look like in the non-Alex Grinch era?
New conference, new quarterback, just really fired up on the football side. New head coach for basketball, so almost like a really new team, which is going to be awesome. And then returning to prominence for USC women's basketball, to be back to where USC women's basketball is. I'm super excited to see Juju in her second year, but just the rest of the players continue to grow under Coach Godley.
This beautiful thing has been up since the first time SC was here. But guess what? USC is back! And once again, this means something for us. Pumped for this season. USC Athletics back on 710 ESPN.
Weeks, you're going to kind of get it. Plus, we got a lot going on, man. We're going to be out at Rams training camp like 2-3 times in the next few weeks.
I'm geeked. Let's go.
So that's going to be awesome. But now, here he is. I mean, this guy is a rock star. He walks into BMO last night, and people are like, Funchy Lover in the house. Oh, my God. And you're driving in that Prius. What is the deal,
We
bro?
had to get home. We had to get home quick, man.
Dude.
He almost killed us last night.
It was so quiet in that car.
A lot of white
I'm a
knuckles.
Prius.
You
I'm
know?
a Prius, man. It's
Yeah,
quiet.
but dude, why you drive it like it's a Lamborghini?
We got to get there. We had to get home.
We
man.
were drifting at one point.
That's fine. Call me Vin Diesel, man.
Call me Vin Diesel. Oy vey.
Our old friend Bill Belichick is not really retiring. He is joining inside the NFL. the show.
Nice. Yeah.
On CW. I guess they're redoing the cast again. He'll be joining Ryan Clark, Chris Long, and Ocho Cinco as a panel.
Nice.
Wait, say that cast one more
Ocho
time.
Cinco, Chris Long,
Ryan Clark, Chris Long, Ocho Cinco.
Who's
Bill
hosting
Belichick.
the show?
I think Ryan Clark.
Ryan Clark is directing traffic?
I think so.
That'll be interesting. Okay.
I think he's kind of like the who was it James Brown who used to be the
Yeah. The best. Yeah, he's best in the world.
Yeah, and then prior to that, like back in the old school when you and me were coming up,
Nick Bonacani?
Nick Bonacani was it
And Frank Gifford.
Len Dawson.
Was it Len Dawson?
Len Dawson.
Sorry.
And was Chris Collinsworth on that early?
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Yeah.
But I feel like Nick Bonacani, Len Dawson, I feel like there might have been somebody else.
It was just those two for a while.
That's it?
And
Was
then
it
they brought
really?
in Collinsworth.
Was it?
Yeah.
It was on HBO
And I
and
watched
everything.
that
Yeah.
nonstop.
Oh,
Me
yeah.
too.
Loved
Old
it.
school.
Me too.
Yes, I
Old
miss
school.
those days.
How do you think Belichick's going to do?
Look, there's outside of Andy Reid, who knows more football than Bill Belichick?
Yeah, but he's not like the most presentable guy.
No, to the media, to like when he's answering questions, when he's got to be like we're talking about with Sedano, how you got to behave because that's the job. Well, as a head coach, you can't reveal too much. That's the gig. But the guy is really funny.
Yeah, I heard he has a sense of humor.
A great sense of humor, and he's very insightful. So I think he's going to be just fine on Inside the NFL.
And he's quite the ladies' man, I hear.
Well,
Wow.
I mean, hey, no, man, you got to listen. First of all, Belichick was great at the Tom Brady roast. Everybody says that outside of press conferences, he's got a personality. He just didn't want to show it to us. And like you say, Funchy Lover, I mean,
ladies' man.
How old is she?
She's like 24.
Wow.
How old is he? Like
60s.
He's not in his 70s? I think he's in his 70s.
Somebody asked, like, what could they possibly be talking about? I'm like, I don't think they do a lot
Yeah,
of
not a lot of. Right. He's like, stop.
Yeah.
Just don't say anything. Just.
chatting.
Honestly,
Yeah.
though, like I have a 22-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
And if my daughter told me, hey, Dad, listen.
Don't, Cap, stop.
I know, but it happens.
No, it will not. It will not.
But could you imagine if your daughter said to you, hey, Dad, I'm about to date a guy who is about 20 years older than you.
72.
Right. And he's super famous. And I say to my daughter, I go, oh, you're not, come on, really? And she goes, Dad, I'm dating Bill Belichick. If my 22, in this case, 24-year-old daughter started dating Bill Belichick, I mean.
I would turn into Wolverine. I would. Oh, my God.
Even though the football conversations between you guys would be, really good.
He'd be in 3 pieces. He would be. Are you kidding? No. But yes, I think he's going to be just fine on Inside the NFL. Yeah, I can't wait to hear what he has to say, his insight.
I actually think it's kind of an interesting cast. Ryan Clark has become, he's sort of, he went from being like former player analyst to becoming more in
He's a brand now.
Yeah, he's more of like a host. You know, like when you think about guys like Michael Strahan can be a former analyst, he can be a former player turned analyst, but Strahan can become a host.
Yeah.
Nate Burleson can be former player turned host. And Ryan Clark is attempting to kind of follow that.
I think he's there, isn't he?
He is. I mean, listen, I like Ryan Clark, but I do notice that when he's in that sort of, hosting chair, he sounds very robotic to me.
Oh, does he?
In my opinion.
I mean,
but
give him
what
more
do I
reps.
know?
Yeah, give him more reps. Yeah.
But then you take him and you put him together with Ocho Cinco, who's a character.
And Chris Long.
Who's quite an interesting character.
God.
And then you throw an old guy on top of it.
Yes.
And I hope Ocho Cinco talks to Belichick about his girlfriend.
I think he's the unhinged one. Right? Yeah, if this was a band, Ocho Cinco would be the unhinged one.
Mm-hmm.
Chris would be funny. Ryan's going to direct traffic, and Belichick is kind of like your vet, your OG.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, isn't that right?
I think so.
That's a pretty good show.
I like it.
No doubt.
I like it. All right, well, there you have it. There you go. That's what you need to know. It's brought to us by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Funchy, I think the front door, dude.
What did you expect LaDainian to say?
Well,
just saying. What did you want him to say at that moment?
Well, at that time,
they're about to retire his jersey.
No, okay, but at that time, at that for anybody who's just getting with us, I was telling DeMarco the story that I used to be BFFs with LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah.
And then he got mad at me because in 2016, when it was being talked about the Chargers were going to possibly move, I had LaDainian on the radio one day, and we had a very close relationship for all those years. And I don't mean like we're really best friends. I mean like we had a really good professional relationship. And I said to him on the radio, I said, hey, LaDainian, do you possibly want to use your ceremony at halftime of the game to possibly make a statement in favor of the Chargers staying in San Diego.
Horrible spot to put him in.
And he said but his answer was interesting. His answer was absolutely not.
Yeah.
And why not? And his answer was because they're already gone. And we were like, what? Come on, man.
Wow.
You can't say
this
that.
This is before the world knew?
This is way before the world knew. This is halfway through the season. But he knew because when they moved, they were like, okay, LaDainian, you're the most contemporary great player that we've had.
He's an advisor to the owner,
right? Because they were like, hey, look, we think that people in LA, nobody's going to know you or nobody's going to know us. So why don't we turn you into our guy? People will know you.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know we haven't talked
That's
since.
a horrible question to ask him,
It's been
Kat.
like 8 years since we've
That's
talked.
a trap question. Come on.
And then they go
What
down.
did Bryce Harper say? That's a clown question.
So
bro.
wait, so Ian Eagle and Dan Foucher in the booth, right?
Yeah.
They get done with the halftime. It's the beginning of the third quarter. Let's go down to Scott. He's standing by with LaDainian Tomlinson, and there is me and LT, and we wind up just doing a little love fest.
Okay.
Rather than what I had asked him earlier in the week.
Awesome. That's good. Yes.
Now, speaking of great running backs,
Yes.
okay, today DeMarco brings into the station an amazing photograph. Now, where did this come from, and what prompted you to bring in a little show and tell today?
Okay, so coming out of COVID, during COVID, right, we all had to build these little studios in our house, right? So I just dismantled mine. It was up. I had it in the corner of the house. This is where I did all the Zoom meetings from. Your Zoom conversation got me to do this.
By the way, everybody who chimed in on yesterday's Zoom conversation where I lost it,
Almost lost it.
Well, I mean, there's a little part that
Oh, okay.
Like a
You
little
got
bit.
85. You got 90%.
Like
of
a
it.
little bit, though.
That's okay.
A little bit may have come out.
That's all right.
A little bit.
But so you got me to finally, I'm going to get rid of this little built-in studio. That's one of the shots I had behind me, one of the best days of my life. So it's a picture of me, Marshall Faulk, and Kevin Carter after we won the division championship in Carolina in 1999. It was the first day. Vermeil, funny, he got us together after we won and said, congratulations, we don't suck. Really, I'm dead serious. It was awesome. So that day, me and Kevin, and we had played the Colts and Marshall in 95 4 years before, and he absolutely torched us. And it was our fault, me and Kevin. Every time we missed a gap, Marshall got out and scored. So that's me and Kevin running up to Marshall with these championship hats on saying, thank you. Because when we traded for him, if you play like you played against us, we're going to win the Super Bowl. So that was us saying thank you, and it got caught right there, and it's frozen in time forever.
So the picture, just for those of you that are listening, you can't see it, obviously, because you're listening. But for those of you that are watching on the YouTube channel right now, we're putting the picture up. So you see DeMarco pointing to his championship hat. You have Marshall Faulk in the middle. And what's it, Kevin Carter. Kevin Carter.
He had 17 sacks that year.
Man,
Led
he was
the league.
he was a good player.
He was a monster. Yeah, Marshall, we played him in Indy. I think he put up close to 200. It was the worst Monday of my life when we had to go back and watch that film. Because it was just me and Kevin screwing up, and Marshall kept hitting it. So if we see this guy again, we're going to rip his face off. And he became our teammate. So we told him that. You know what I mean? So that's that shot of us kind of saying thank you and apologizing.
Did that just happen on the field? Was it like, hey, we're walking off the field. Hey, Marshall, come over here and take a picture? Or did you and Kevin go find Marshall?
For the guys that had been around, Kevin came in 95. So he was the St. Louis Rams' first ever draft choice, right? So he had been around, and we'd been losing. So for the guys that had been through all that to finally become champions, we were emotional. So we're running around thinking everybody would grab Kurt Warner, we grab Vermeil, and then we saw Marshall walking off the field by himself. So we ran over and just gave him a big hug, and then, hey, let's take a picture. And there it is right there.
So how come it was just the two of you guys? Where were the other defenders? Or were you guys super tight?
We were the guys that, I think there were only 9 of us that made it from, because Kevin actually practiced in L.A., that made it from L.A. all the way to the Super Bowl. So there weren't that many of us that had been through all this losing together. So that was me as a captain, Kevin as a captain, going up to Marshall saying, you're the dude, you're our guy. Yeah, it was awesome.
Dude, the fact that you were a captain of a Super Bowl winning team when you are an undrafted free agent is such an amazing thing to me.
Dude, I was not a nice man back in the day. I'm serious. That picture right there, I'm smiling. It's funny. But about 5 minutes before that picture, I was about ready to rip Dre Bly's throat out because he had picked off the winning, we had the lead and they were driving. They had a chance to make it a game again, and he picked off Berline to end the game, right? So we're escorting this guy to the end zone, and he starts styling with the football, like doing Deion Sanders stuff. He's a rookie. I'm like, do you know what this means? Don't you play with this? You hold that with two hands, take it into the end zone, protect that football.
But Dre Bly was a kid who was an All-American at North Carolina who was playing the game in Charlotte in North Carolina.
I forget all that. This is about us right now. Right. So yes. Back in the day, yeah. I mean, it was a bunch of us that had been around. We were sick of losing. We wanted to win, and that was us changing culture right there. We became champions that day. So that right there is the best day of my life as a pro.
Hey, Josh, put it up on the screen one more time on the YouTube channel. You guys, again, for anybody that's kind of jumping in on YouTube, you got to see this picture. This is a great picture of DeMarco, Kevin Carter, and Marshall Faulk walking off the field in Carolina in 1999 when the Rams beat the Panthers to go to the Super Bowl in the NFC Championship game.
So much fun. And it was them, too, because we had been battling for the cellar for years, and they had that fluke of a season, went to the NFC Championship game, and they became arrogant overnight. So beating them to become division champs in their own house, it was so sweet. So sweet.
That's awesome.
That plane ride home was so much fun, and the rules were different back then.
Oh, yeah? What did that mean?
Just the rules were different on the road trip.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
The rules were different? Well, what if you tell me what the rules are today?
You can't do anything now.
Okay, then I would know that the rules were different. I know what the rules were.
So you couldn't bring it on the plane, but it was already there? Yeah, okay.
All right, let me have 1 minute to talk to everybody about my friend Avner Gat, okay? When you call Avner Gat, you know what he's going to say when you call?
Hello.
That's exactly right. You call Avner Gat, and here's why you call him. You have some massive emergency at your house. A pipe breaks. There's this huge leak, right? Your floors are destroyed. Your cabinets are all ripped up. Your furniture is screwed up. And you wind up calling your homeowner's insurance company because you're a good guy and you pay your homeowner's insurance every month. And the insurance adjuster comes out and he says, look, we'll get you like $10,000, but you know this is a $100,000 job. That's when you call Avner Gat. Avner Gat goes to work for you, and Avner Gat gets you the money that you deserve. You do not negotiate with the homeowner's insurance company. Avner Gat negotiates with the homeowner's insurance company. 818-917-5256, 818-917-5256. Avner's got a proven track record of success. He's been at this game for over 20 years. He's got a full team of people behind him, people that used to work in law firms, people that used to work in the insurance companies, people that used to work around hazardous materials. Trust me when I tell you there's an entire team. It's not just one guy. AvnerGat.com, AVNERGAT, AvnerGat.com. You call him, 818-917-5256. You call, he answers the phone. You'll know it's him when you hear that famous word, hello.
It's been a busy block of games in July already, but the black and gold aren't done yet.
Kike shot from 20 and in! Oliveira has scored on the giveaway!
It's another crucial Western Conference showdown, this time in downtown Seattle, as the West is getting wild.
Oh, that's a golazo!
Los Angeles Football Club versus Seattle Sounders. Pre-game gets going Saturday night at 7 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or go online at carsforkids.org to donate today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Paid for by Cars for Kids.
John Ireland here for my friends at Beverly Hills Orthodontics, and you can find them at BeverlyHillsOrtho.com. Did you know that one of your most memorable...
Hey parents, another fun fact for you here from Children's Dental Fun Zone. They are open 7 days a week, so your child can be seen any day of the week, and they take emergencies, which is obviously something you need to be aware of because you never know when those emergencies will come about.
Bottles for people to try it for themselves.
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BREAK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BREAK to 321-321. That's BREAK to 321-321.
Oh, wow.
This was 91? Oh, my God.
Really?
I cried when the
Yeah, he
ball-
was at Lollapalooza, 91.
No way.
Yeah, he was there.
Oh, Ice-T was there.
Yeah.
The movie Colors didn't come out.
No.
Ice-T
was at Lollapalooza in 1991. I'm sure he was a body count, though.
I remember when, back in the day, when Ice-T was heavy metal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Body count. That was his heavy
before
metal.
body count.
Oh,
way,
wow.
Like way back when he was
back
like heavy
back
metal.
then, he was a b-boy on what's it called?
He's-
like on like Beat Street or something.
He's changed
or,
3
breaking.
times. Yes, I know. That's my dude, though.
So,
Love Ice-T.
Funchy Lovett tells us last night when we're at the LAFC game that it's the anniversary of the original Lollapalooza back to 1991, and he said, we're playing all Lollapalooza 1991 songs.
Wow.
I love
Who
it.
headline? Are we getting there?
Yeah, let's see. It was hold up here, guys.
Yo, ma.
I'm trying to think. 91. Was it grunge?
It was his primary.
It wasn't Nirvana, right?
No, it was not.
Pearl Jam? No.
It was Jane's Addiction.
Jane's
that
Addiction
makes sense.
Jane's Addiction.
Wow.
All right,
Okay.
you know, hey, friend of the show, David Lasher, has just stepped into the studio. And Dave, first of all, how are you, man?
I'm so happy
Wait,
to be here.
let's turn his mic on. Let's turn Dave's mic on.
It's on. There you go.
I think I'm on.
Yeah,
I'm
now you're on.
I'm so psyched to be here, man. I have 2 pages of notes. I know.
about things you want to talk about?
Dude, you know what? You know when they say if you do what you love, you never work a day?
Yes.
Like, this is the greatest thing ever. The studio's awesome. It's so nice to be here, and I'll fill in and talk about whatever you
What's
guys.
on the notes? What do you got on there?
Well, I got Rams and I got Giant.
He's got full-on notes
Well,
over
the
there.
thing about it is we talk about 1991.
Yeah.
Dave will tell you the 90s right now, that decade is a very hot piece of content. And Dave's podcast is like super, super hot right now. It's called Hey Dude, the 90s called. And so talking about the 90s and talking to people who were stars in the 90s and music of the 90s, it's like a very hot genre right now.
Oh, dude, DeMarco, we got to have you on. I mean, I would love to have you on our show.
The 90s, I hardly remember them.
You were just too busy winning
I was enjoying the 90s. Come on. Absolutely. Wow.
So you got 2 pages of notes of things you want to talk about today?
Well, listen, dude, I like to come prepared, and I'm not well-versed in baseball. I'll tell you this. I'm a New York fan. I grew up in New York. You know, Giants, Knicks, Rangers, Yankees.
Yeah.
My kids grew up in L.A., so we're Rams, Clippers, Kings. You know, so we have like these 2 different.
You meant the Lakers, right?
No, I'll tell you the story. I told my son Casey when he was
Yeah.
like 5 or 6 years old. I said we can be Lakers fans.
Yeah.
and get like okay seats, or we could be Clipper fans and get really good seats.
Ah, smart.
And he said, let's be Clipper fans. And that was right before the, the Blake Griffin.
Oh, man, you had a show. They put on a show for you.
We had a good few years.
Nice.
And now it's been,
Will you go to Clipper games at the new arena across from SoFi? Like, is that something that's on your radar, or was that like completely inconvenient, like time of day, traffic? Because I look at that new Intuit Dome and I'm like, oh my God, that place looks awesome. And people are like, oh,
Two
dude.
billionaires on the same block.
Yeah, they're like, you don't understand, dude. That's going to be so hard to get there, to get to Inglewood on a Tuesday night for a 7:30 tip,
Uber.
I know, but look at who the Clippers had an owner that was very controversial, let's say.
Did you watch the show Clipped? Did you watch that series?
No.
That's a very nice
Oh, you don't
way
know
to
about that
put
show?
Yeah.
You know about that show?
No.
Oh, so our colleague Ramona Shelburne, do you know who she is from ESPN?
Momo.
No.
Yeah, she's like the one of the NBA insider reporter types.
Yeah.
She did this 30 for 30 series about Donald Sterling. They did a 6-part docu-series called Clipped. What was it on Hulu?
Hulu.
Yeah, it was on Hulu.
Oh, I got to watch that.
Yeah.
On the plane
Guess who
tonight.
plays Donald Sterling?
Donald Trump.
Al Bundy.
Donald Trump.
He's the greatest president of all time. By the way.
Wow.
But could you imagine going from that owner to bomber?
Right.
It's just whatever. Casey and I made the right choice, and we've had so much fun.
No doubt.
From the Chris Paul years even to now with the Kawhi and the Paul George. We've had so much fun rooting for the Clippers.
So David Lasher has stopped by to hang out with me and DeMarco. David has been on so many shows that you guys all know. I mean, these guys are all Hey Dude fans, okay? Because so they know the show Hey Dude. Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Blossom, the list kind of goes on and on.
Wow.
So, and he's got this podcast now called Hey Dude, the 90s called,
Nice.
which is perfect for us. I mean,
Yeah.
because we're like, that's kind of right in our wheelhouse,
Yeah. King of the 90s for music. Grunge took over in the 90s, right?
I mean, yeah. Well, listen, we've had some of the boy bands on. We've had Backstreet. We've had NSYNC. But yeah, at the time, we just interviewed Gavin Rosdale. Counting Crows, we interviewed.
What's that guy's name? Adam
Duritz.
Yes.
We've
Where did I hear about him? Something special
He
about
just
it.
played in like Central Park or
Is
something.
that what it is? Yeah, okay.
He just had a big concert.
Yeah.
We interview anyone that made a mark in the 90s, even if they're still crushing it now.
Yeah.
We go back and talk to them about their experience in that decade.
Anybody that made you say, wow, I'm talking to this guy or this person?
Well, yeah.
Alanis Morissette. Yeah, no.
Honestly, one guy we had last week was Hank Azaria.
Yeah, the actor.
He does all the
Fantastic.
voices on The
Mo.
Simpsons.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, yeah, that to me, and then there's Quiz Show and the Birdcade, and Along Came Polly. And,
another guy from the movie Heat. Yeah.
Oh, and Heat, yes.
In Heat, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
She got up. Never mind. Go ahead.
Hey, by the way, speaking of Mo, I just got a text message from Romeo on your radio, and he sent me a video. He's driving down the road, tuning into 710 right now.
Nice.
Shout out to Romeo on your radio.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out. Anyway, Dave, you were saying. Excuse me. Back to Dave Lasher.
No, who do we else have? We had Ben Stiller on.
So wait, Ben Stiller, though, your partner on the podcast, Christine Taylor, is she married to Ben Stiller?
Yeah. They're married for 20 years with two grown kids.
I would never know this stuff, but Funchy told me. He goes, he goes, Christine Taylor goes, she's married to Ben Stiller. I said, Dave's going to bring Ben Stiller on the show.
Jeez.
Oh, no. I said, if you ever want to talk New York Knicks, I'll get Ben Stiller on the phone.
Okay, I'll act like
He
I want to
said
talk
Ben
New
Stiller
York
on the
Knicks.
show. Yeah.
I'll act like I want to talk New York Knicks. Then I'll talk about other stuff. I'll
What's her
weave New
name?
York Knicks in.
Christine Taylor.
Yeah.
Did she play Jan Brady? No.
Marsha
Brady. That's who that is.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
All right.
So let me tell you guys something right now. DeMarco's here and David Lasher's here. So Dave, you and DeMarco have a connection that you may or may not be aware of. Okay.
Besides the 90s.
Other than the 90s.
Yes.
So last football season, Dave calls me and he says, "Hey man, you got any you got to hook up for a Rams game?" And I'm like, yeah, sure. I can't say no.
It's Cappy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I can't say no. So I'm like, okay, so Dave wants to take his son to the Rams game. Okay, I got this. So I called DeMarco. I go, DeMarco, you got any tickets for the Rams game? He goes, yeah. He goes, I owe you a couple tickets. You got, no problem. I go, great. So DeMarco emails me his tickets, emails me his parking pass, and then I in turn take those tickets and parking pass and I hand them off to David.
Wait, you didn't go to the game?
Did not go to the game.
You didn't go to the game?
Didn't go.
I thought you went to the game.
Hey, the seats were occupied, just not by me.
Oh, my God.
So then David took his son to the game and texted me and goes, yo, man, great seats.
You had
and
a good
thanks
time
for the
at the
parking
game?
pass.
Dude, I'm so happy to see you in person, and thank you personally.
Oh,
I didn't
happy to help. But you didn't go to the game,
I
Cap?
didn't go to the game. David
How
went to the
dare
game.
you pass off a gift that I gave you? How dare? I'm glad you had a great time at the game. How dare you?
It was our first time at SoFi, too. It was
really cool.
It
What
was
game
awesome.
was that?
It was against Washington.
Oh, my God. Yeah, they
I went
almost
to that
came.
game too.
That's your
no way.
team.
That's my team.
Yeah, they almost came back.
It was, yeah, it ended up being kind of a close game. And I think my son had Antonio Gibson on his fantasy team, and
Okay.
he didn't play the whole game. But
that was Tyrod Taylor that came in at the end, right?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
In relief, and
Yeah,
and
and he
balled
played
out.
really good, yeah.
Really good, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, but dude, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Anytime. We'll just cut out Cap from now on.
All right. Yeah,
No
from
middleman.
now on, you just go right to DeMarco.
How dare you?
I'm sorry.
Are you the king of regifting?
I'm just a middleman.
You're
That's
just a-
all. That's all. That's all I am. I'm just a middleman.
The idea man, yes.
Hey, David Lasher has stopped by to hang out for a little while. DeMarco is in. This is the 5 o'clock hour. Dave, you know what we call the 5 o'clock hour around here?
Happy hour?
No. Close, though. The Tito's Cappy Hour. That's exactly right. When the 5 o'clock whistle blows, be sure to be locked in right here to the LA Afternoon Drive Takeover for the Tito's Vodka 5 o'clock Cappy Hour. Tito's Handmade Vodka, simple, smooth, and every sip as easy as the last. Tito's Handmade Vodka, just as good with tap water as it is with your favorite mixer. And as always, the 5 o'clock hour is the Cappy Hour presented by Tito's, and it's Radio Tinder time next.
Don't miss Trav and Slee.
Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., it's the Mid-Morning Spectacular.
I don't know if this is good or bad. We love it. So our new favorite spot is the grocery store. This is a little fancier grocery store. They have a little wine bar inside the grocery store, Slee. We're regulars. But here's the other thing. Susan and I are the youngest people in there by 40 years. And we're both in our 50s.
Trav and Slee, weekdays after Unsportsmanlike.
On 710 ESPN.
It's Evan Cohen. There are a lot of personal injury lawyers out there, but when you've been hurt in an accident, being treated like family is important and not being treated just like another number. That's why I'm proud to tell you about the law offices of Joseph S. Normand. I've met with Joseph and talked to he and his teammates. They've made me part of their family, and I appreciate it. If you ever need help and are hurt, let them make you part of their family as well. 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000. The personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. When you need family on your side.
Now is a great time to visit the Commerce Casino and Hotel, located 7 miles south of downtown LA, just off the 5 freeway. Come experience some of the best action that SoCal has to offer. There's always a seat at the table at LA's Commerce Casino, with the widest variety of poker and table games around, from easy baccarat, hold'em, 21st century blackjack, and many more. Commerce Casino is where the game reigns.
Must be 21. Play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit problemgambling.ca.gov.
The doctor's office that accidentally mixed up your files has your social security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info. And the hotel that lost your reservation has your passport number. You need LifeLock because your personal info is in endless places that can expose you to identity thieves. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
I feel like I'm constantly cleaning hair off my bathroom floor. At least my Swiffer Sweeper makes it easy. Sweeper heavy-duty dry cloths have ultra-thick pads to trap and lock hairs, like a hair magnet. And when I'm finished cleaning up my hair, Sweeper takes care of his too. Now the hair's gone, all thanks to Swiffer. Try Swiffer Sweeper heavy-duty dry cloths. I promise you'll love them or your money back. And also try Swiffer Sweeper Wet to make quick work of tough, sticky messes.
Here's Brooke Burke for Skechers' new Workout Walker footwear.
Do you know the world's #1 most popular form of exercise? It's walking. So you'd think that there would be tons of performance sneakers specifically made for walking, but there aren't. However, one company has you covered, Skechers, the comfort technology company, with their newest performance walking sneaker, Skechers Workout Walker. And it takes walking footwear to new heights. Because Skechers Workout Walker is fully loaded with all the technology you need to get the most out of your walk. It starts with a carbon-infused plate in the sole to add more spring to your step. Plus, it has Skechers Hyper Burst foam for unbelievable cushion with incredible bounce. Plus, workout walkers feature Goodyear rubber for enhanced traction and durability, and Arch Fit insoles with podiatrist-certified arch support for amazing comfort step after step. Make your walking workout more comfortable than ever with Skechers' new Workout Walker. Find them for men and women at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
And it is Sedano and Kap. Around 5:30 p.m. in the Southland Radio Tinder time, we like to play a TV theme. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our sponsor, Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Take it away, Producer Lindsay.
No producer Lindsay, it's producer Funchy Lover. Sedano and Kap, you got DeMarco in for Sedano. You got David Lasher in studio. Got DeAndre running this operation and flying this plane. And here comes Funchy Lover with a little radio Tinder. Now, what's going on? Were the Beach Boys involved in Lollapalooza?
No.
I was going to say, man.
They had a number one hit on his day in 1987 from Cocktails, a movie.
This is 87?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love that movie.
You like that movie?
Cocktail?
Love that movie.
Tom Cruise, he's like a bartender somewhere.
What's the other guy's name?
Elizabeth Shue.
Yeah, what's the other guy's name from FX?
Brian.
From X. Brian something, yeah.
Australian
okay.
dude.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Shue, I loved her.
Big time.
Karate Kid.
Yeah. Like, that was like that in the 80s when you had a total crush on her.
Did you see Leaving Las Vegas?
Yes.
Did it kind of blow your mind there?
Yeah, I mean, that whole movie was so dark.
It ruined my whole childhood. Yeah, right there. Yeah.
All right, Lash, listen, we're about to play Radio Tinder. So Funchy's going to give us a bunch of topics. You either swipe left or swipe right. You swipe right if you agree. You swipe left if you disagree, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll listen to your commentary about that, all right? We're going to put you on the spot. All right, Funch, what do we got?
All right, some of them don't require swiping left or swiping right, but also on this day in 1986, Aliens was released in theaters. Sigourney Weaver, that scary movie.
Chestburster. Yeah.
Yes. It's a movie that still scares me to this day. And I was a kid when I watched it and stuff like that.
Kodo. Yeah.
Do you guys have a movie that still scares you to this day when you watched it when you was a kid?
Absolutely.
DeMarco.
The Exorcist. Oh, I can't watch that ever. I will
still
not
to this
watch
day.
that movie. To this day, it still scares me. Like, nothing makes me more afraid than that movie. It's terrifying.
I understand that.
Yeah.
For me, this was, I believe, a made-for-TV movie, I think, but it scared the ever-living hell out of me. And I'm not joking when I tell you it, like, changed my life when I was, like, 8 years old. Anybody ever seen a movie called Salem's Lot?
Oh, yeah.
What's
that?
It's Stephen King.
Oh, is that what the deal was?
Yeah.
And there's this one scene where, like, I think this, like, little girl ghost is outside the window and she's, like, scratching on the window. And it scared the hell out of me for life. Dave, any...
The scariest movie that is in my mind is The Shining.
Oh.
That hotel, Jack Nicholson completely going insane, and then learning that he'd been there before, 80 years earlier, and those two twin girls.
Oh,
and
terrifying.
the kid, the kid can read minds, and he's on his, what was that, the big wheel?
Yeah.
Love a big wheel.
But just this husband and wife and their kid in this abandoned hotel in Vermont in the middle of winter. That's, to me, the scariest movie I've ever seen.
D, you got one?
I don't really watch scary movies like that, but I mean, Saw was one of those. They're just, I don't know, just
Saw. I don't know Saw.
You know Saw?
Saw with Jigsaw. Like the little doll that goes on the little.
I would love to watch Saw 1 with him if you've never seen it.
Oh my
you
goodness!
gotta watch Saw, man.
The first Saw, I would love to see you or with you.
Lash, you know
great.
Saw? I don't know Saw.
No, who is that? Jordan Peele? Who did that?
No, it's not Jordan Peele. It's
I can't. Tobin, whatever his name. That's the actor. He plays Jigsaw. You would love it. You would love it.
You definitely seen like the little doll that comes out on the little is it tricycle or
Who's the guy that was in A Princess Bride?
Carrie Elways.
Yes, he was the star of the movie. Yes, the star of the movie.
Yeah. So it's
pretty impressive.
Weird.
Huh?
They put you in like weird rooms and they like put they handcuff your ankle
and they play like different games and you have to like
the room's flooding and they give you a hacksaw.
Dude, that's a sharp mind for a former NFL defensive lineman.
I was
right?
going to say you should be like a Hollywood executive. Yeah.
All right, what do you got, Funch?
All right, Anthony Hopkins. You guys know he's 86 years old and he's still doing the acting stuff.
Wow.
He's on acting at the age of 86. He says, I'm 86 and I wake up in the morning and I go, oh, I'm still here. I have a sense of mischief about it. Are you guys still doing this bleep when you're 86, Cap?
Well, okay. So I kind of look at what's going on in our country right now, and I see a bunch of old guys, and I think to myself, dude, if I'm 81 years old, you know, I'm hoping that by 81, like I'm good, and
like you could be president.
Yeah. Well, you know, listen, I'll tell you guys, I look at these guys, I'm like 78, 81. I'm like, do I want to be doing this when I'm that age? So Anthony Hopkins at 86, though, acting seems like a fun thing to do your whole life.
It's tough, though, right? No?
David, you're an actor. You tell us.
Listen, I love that there's no timeline for actors.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe people can argue for actresses. But you can act into your 80s, and you know, first of all, Anthony Hopkins has been sober for like 40 years.
Oh wow!
He lives a very healthy lifestyle. He's inspiring. He's so talented. So why would he stop? You know?
Yeah, like I look at how like Clint Eastwood, right? Like Clint Eastwood was still doing movies.
He's still doing it. He's directed movies as well.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford. Oh, Morgan Freeman. Good one. Yeah.
Listen, if you love what you do, and when I came in here, when you were on commercial, I said, you guys, this is like the most fun job ever. You know, that's why I came in with 2 pages of notes. I'm like so psyched to be here, and you do this every day. But it's like, if you love what you do, it'll keep you young, and you can do it forever.
But I would like to be in a movie, I think.
I would too.
You should.
I would.
Yeah.
I would like to be in a movie.
As what?
I don't know. Anything. Like when I lived in New York, there was this show on HBO called Oz that I loved, this prison show. And I got to know the guy who was like the producer, this guy, Tom Fontana.
Yeah.
And I would go to these like parties that they would have like in New York. And I would beg him. I'm like, please let somebody whack me in prison. Like, I just want to you can beat me up.
Bad, though. That could get
You would have been part of the Brotherhood or something.
That's what I'm saying.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I would have been with the Brotherhood. That's right. That's right. I don't know. Lash, why can't I be in a movie?
Oh, you have the movie star looks.
Oh, naturally.
First of all,
yeah.
But, I'll see what I can do. I'm directing this. Do you play golf?
Say yes. Say yes.
Yes. I played golf 2 weeks ago. I played twice. It was the first 2 times I played in 5 years, and I was great.
After
Too
not
much
playing...
info. See? Just say yes.
Anyway, I'm directing a documentary right now about a golfer named Mo Norman, who was like the Rain Man of golf, but arguably from all players, the best ball striker in the history of the game.
Really?
Really
Mo
interesting.
Norman?
Mo Norman.
I never heard the name. Okay.
Are you into golf?
A little bit, but yeah, go ahead.
I mean, he set I don't know how many course records. He's got 53 championships. He was the.
How long ago was this?
He came up in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, but he got into the Masters by being the Canadian champion. He's from Canada. He showed up to the Masters, and like he lived out of his car. He was changing in the parking lot at Augusta Country Club. The head of the club the heads of the club came over to him and said, you can't change out here. Where's your caddy? He said, I can't afford a caddy. I'll carry my own clubs. He was just an untraditional guy who was one of the greatest ball strikers. He had this swing called the single plane swing, which like DeChambeau, who just won the Open, the Masters, uses. And he's got a great legacy. And he was an amazing character of like someone in the most traditional sport where you have to walk the line, and a guy that didn't give a hell about any of that.
How'd you find this story to do a documentary about him?
Okay, so there's a guy, my entertainment attorney represents the author of the book. We have the rights to the book, and it was the most fascinating story. And then just real quick, Barry Morrow, who wrote the screenplay for Rain Man, has written a screenplay for it. So we want to do a documentary and then make a feature film of this guy. It was like it's like the greatest underdog sports story I've ever seen.
You want him to play Mo Norton?
No. He could play he could play one of the guys that, hates Mo Norman.
Oh,
in the clubhouse.
I could be the guy at Augusta that goes, "Hey, what are you doing? You can't change out here." Like, here, watch this. Watch this, Dave. Hey, what you can't change out here. Was I overacting?
No, that was a little Michael J. Fox. You made a time machine out of DeLorean?
All right, Funchy, a little more Radio Tinder presented by Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala.
Okay, Jordan Addison, former USC receiver, Minnesota Vikings guy, had a DUI on Friday night. Last Friday night, had a DUI. 2 days later, on his Sunday, he puts up a picture of a mimosa, saying, like, I'm having mimosas at brunch right now.
Oh, no
2
way.
days after he gets a DUI. He's the biggest moron in sports right now. David, is he the biggest moron in sports right now?
Listen, I understand having 3 kids, that these guys are role models, and what they do and what they post and what they say affects millions of kids.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that upsets me. That upsets me, sending that message.
I'm going to swipe left. The biggest moron? No. I think that's
Why,
been...
come on,
that's
man. He
been
got a
he's one of
DUI.
them. He's one of them, but he's not the biggest.
And he also had a history at USC of having, like, DUIs as well.
You know, that just says you have a problem. You have an issue. A big-time issue.
Wow, I didn't know this.
Yeah.
I had not heard this story.
I want to say when he was at USC, he got caught with a DUI as well.
I did not know this. This is a story that did not make my
I
radar.
did not know this.
I did not know that. That is wild. I had no idea. I didn't know. But it doesn't seem very smart. Listen,
Very Ja Morantish.
Yeah, really. right, exactly.
Yeah.
Really, Jordan Addison, I like him.
I do too. It just, like I said, I'm swiping left. It seems like the kid has an issue.
Wow.
Yeah.
Actually, this is what it is. Last year, he got pulled over and reckless driving DUI almost a year to the day, July 20th, 2023. Yeah. And then July 12th, 2024, gets caught DUI again.
Well, I mean, just because you have a DUI doesn't mean you stop drinking.
No, I'm not saying that, but I mean to put a picture up after 2 days after.
Not the smartest thing in the world.
No.
To do. No.
And I like him, man. He was a good player.
Baller.
I was bummed out. You know, he won the Bolitnikoff Award as the top receiver in the country when he was at my alma mater, Pitt. And then, of course, this is the way college football works now. Wait, there's a lot more money, and there's going to be a guy that's going to win the Heisman Trophy. He's going to be out at USC. I'll go play there. And then, you know, jumps right to the NFL. And
what's a Bolitnikoff Award pay these
That's
days?
good question.
Does it pay these days?
Yeah.
I mean, I got to do the chronology of you know when he was at USC and when Caleb got to USC and when Lincoln Riley got to USC, but I feel like that all happened in his first year.
Didn't Mike Gundy just get in trouble for defending his player? His player got arrested or something for drinking and driving.
Right.
He says, I do that 1,000 times a day or something like that.
So Mike Gundy, the coach from Oklahoma State, said something like when they asked him about his player getting a DUI and they said, are you going to suspend him? He's like, no. They're like, why not? And he's like, because he's too good and he'll transfer if I don't.
Pretty much.
I mean, that's kind of what he said.
That's what he said without saying it.
And he's like, hey, come on, man. So what? I have 5-6 beers and drive all the time.
The player was Ollie Gordon.
Yes.
That was the name of the player.
But you gotta have a wonderful mullet when you say that.
Yes, that's right.
You know what? I want to ask you because, you know, football players have this very short career, right?
Yeah.
Even the best players. And, you know, like there are times where, you know, Ben Roethlisberger's driving a motorcycle and gets injured or, you know, these guys, they mess around with alcohol or drugs. It's like, you know, wait 5 or 6, 7 years.
You're talking football players. All right. We don't really listen. Yeah.
I just, like,
See that guy right there? That's me, like 30 years ago.
I'm just saying, for 10 years of your life, just be cool. Don't take risks.
See that guy right there?
Yeah.
If I went back in time, me, and was trying to tell me something, I wouldn't listen. I'm bulletproof then. That's how people think. That's how football players think.
It's youthful optimism.
Yes.
Well, there you have it. Radio Tinder presented by Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. And listen, I know we haven't said it on the air yet, but next Friday night we've got an event with Tequila Mandala. I'll have more details on it. No one has told me that I can actually say this on the air, but I'm saying it anyway. But you know how it goes. People then are like, they all get pissed off at me. They're like, we told you not to say anything. I'm like, I don't remember you saying that. So I'm saying it on the air anyway. Next Friday night, we got a really big event coming up with Tequila Mandala. More details to come. And hey, coming up, Blake Harris on the start of the Dodgers' second half of the season, next on Sedano and Kap.
It's been a busy block of games in July already, but the black and gold aren't done yet.
Kike shot from 20 and in! Oliveira has scored on the giveaway!
It's another crucial Western Conference showdown, this time in downtown Seattle, as the West is getting wild.
Oh, that's a golazo!
Los Angeles Football Club versus Seattle Sounders. Pregame gets going Saturday night at 7 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Hey guys, it's Cappy here, and I want to talk about my friend Avner Gatt, a public adjuster. Now, many of you guys have asked me, why Avner Gatt? What makes his team so unique at handling insurance claims? So let me tell you something. I've been working with Avner and his team for a while. I can tell you this. Avner Gatt has a dynamic team that's highly effective and successful because these folks come from a very diverse background in the insurance industry. For example, some of them used to work for insurance companies before they joined Avner's team. Yes, they actually chose to switch sides when they realized the effectiveness of Avner's team's work. Some of them used to be in the restoration business, rebuilding homes after disasters. Some of them used to be in the contents handling business, moving homeowners' belongings to a safe place for restoration and storage. Some of them were experts in hazardous materials handling, like asbestos and lead testing. That was their daily work. And some of them were members of law firms handling bad faith claims and general business disputes. You see, diversification is the name of the game. When you are represented by Avner Gatt's team, you have the entire team's experience and know-how by your side. No one, and I mean no one, messes with Avner Gatt and his team. So call Avner Gatt right now, 818-917-5256, 818-917-5256. That's AvnerGatt.com, AVNERGAT, AvnerGatt.com. When you call him directly, Avner Gatt and his family, they take the calls themselves. Avner Gatt says, hello. Here in California, we are all about chill. From hitting the beach or going on your favorite hike to going all out and pulling for our teams to win another championship. No one is more chill than us. The one thing, though, that ties us all together, enjoying all that California has to offer with great friends and a cold Coors Light. Pick up icy cold Coors Light today or even get it delivered to your door today. Visit CAChooseChill.com to learn more. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? I think my battery's dead. With free battery testing and charging, we can help you get back on the road.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
So what if I need a new one? We have the right Duralast battery for you, only at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
And what about my old battery? We can recycle it right here at America's #1 battery destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
If you're looking for a new couch, you could cut down on expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive. Because you know you've had this couch for too long. Sure, you've had good times together, but a ripped-up cushion is not a fond memory. It's a sign. Notice how other people have couches with 2 armrests? Now that's living, right? No, it's just normal. So bundle your renters and car insurance with Progressive and put the savings toward a new couch. Please, it's time. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states.
Oh, yeah.
You like this jam, huh?
Yeah. 9 Inch Nails. Yeah. What's his name?
Trent Reznor.
Trent Reznor, yes. Oh, yeah. He knew exactly what he was doing with this song. You like this song?
I do like this song. I would not have gotten 9 Inch Nails. I wouldn't have gotten it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Great call by you.
Gentlemen's clubs back in the day. Oh, yeah. This is the one you want on.
I would have gotten Girls, Girls, Girls.
That too.
At the Dollhouse in Fort Lauderdale.
What's the best song you can ask for in a gentleman's club? Do you know? They won't even play it for you.
What is it?
Stairway. Do you know why?
Stairway?
It's the longest one.
It's 8 minutes.
Yes,
Stairway
it's
to
the
Heaven?
longest song.
Yes.
Oh, really?
It's the longest song ever. They won't play it.
All right, DeMarco in for Sedano, and Blake Harris is here to have a discussion about the start of the second half of the season with the Dodgers. Balake, good afternoon. Welcome back. How's it going, Blake?
Hey, it's great to be on. Feels like it's been a while since I talked with you guys, but yeah, ready to talk some Dodgers. And I just want to say, Cap, you had one hell of a rendition of the national anthem last week. I couldn't believe it.
So
at the softball game?
At the softball game.
Yeah.
So they tell us, hey, you guys are going to sing the national anthem. And Mason says to me, he goes, listen, follow my lead and start low. He goes, oh, say. So then that was our warm-up. Oh, say. And then I just followed his lead. I thought we had a better national anthem than that girl at the home run derby.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Can you see?
Look at that.
By the dawn's
Wait, give Lasher mic.
light,
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming. Not bad. Not bad.
No
Not bad.
auto-tune.
Yeah. What do you think?
I'll tell you, this is funny because my sister's boyfriend, David Cohen, is he's been the legal counsel for the New York Mets for 20 years. And I called him the other night. I'm like, I'm going on ESPN radio. You need to fill me on everything baseball. He's like, okay, watch the Home Run Derby, watch the All-Star Game, and what else did he say?
He's going over notes.
I called him. I'm like, the biggest story of the Home Run Derby was a girl watching the national anthem because she was drunk.
She went to rehab, right? Yeah.
Nobody cared about the Home Run Derby. Blake, did you care? I mean, hey, listen, a Dodger won it. Teoscar Hernandez won the Home Run Derby, and nobody talked about it. We talked about the girl in the national anthem the next day.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I didn't think Teoscar Hernandez had really much of a shot to win the Home Run Derby. So, yeah, what a pleasant surprise that was. But, yeah, the Home Run Derby, I'm one of the few guys out there who I actually do look forward to it. I look forward to it more than the All-Star Game because the All-Star Game nowadays, it's just a few runs are scored, if that. At least the Home Run Derby is slightly competitive. But, yeah, if you would have told me that Teoscar Hernandez would be the first Dodger to ever win the Home Run Derby, I would have said you're probably wrong on that, but he was the first.
Blake, what did you think about your performance at the ESPN softball festivities last Friday night in West Covina, where you played for the Circle of Trust team? How would you grade yourself?
I'll be honest, I was very disappointed with myself. Coming into the game, I said anything less than 3 home runs is going to be a failure. Now, I will say my first at bat, when I pointed out to left center field, as you guys remember.
Oh, that was him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I thought I was taking that 400 feet, but unfortunately, not to throw any shade, but the Circle of Trust could have used some better pitching. Mason and Ireland, their mafia, they had some really good pitchers on the mound. They were throwing absolute meatballs. I mean, there was one, Cappy, if you remember my final at bat, I had to swing at a ball that bounced in the dirt because I didn't have any pitches left, but the umpire ruled it was ineligible. So I needed a couple more pitches there. But overall, we had a double. We had a hard line out. I think it had an exit velo of about 122 miles an hour. So not the best, but we'll
A
take it.
good carpenter never blames his tools. I thought this was the guy that struck out in self-pitch.
No.
Yeah, who was that? Who was that struck out twice with self-pitch?
Oh, that was, what's Troy Lake.
You should never play again.
Right.
Yeah, ever.
Right, Troy
never
Lake.
pick up a bat ever
Horrible.
again.
And
Yeah.
he had batting gloves on. Like,
Yes.
he looked like he knew what he was doing.
Looks sweet.
Yeah, and he had all these cool tattoos and this, like tank top on. I mean, he looked like he could kick some ass in prison.
The third strike spun him into the ground. It's self-pitch. Come on.
Do pitchers throw hard during the
No,
All-Star game?
No.
You're throwing meatballs.
Oh, no. Wait, now during the Major League Baseball All-Star game? Yeah, I mean, all anybody wanted to see was the first inning when Paul Skeens, this rookie phenom that throws over 100 miles an hour seemingly every time he throws the ball, all anybody wanted to see was him against Aaron Judge, and Judge was going to hit fourth, right?
Yeah.
So it took Juan Soto, Blake, to work the count and get a walk so that we could see Judge come up. And on the first pitch, what did Judge do? I think he popped up, right?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, it was a lot of hype surrounding that first inning. And I guess Paul Skeens did the job, didn't allow a run. But for those matchups, I mean, you didn't want to see Juan Soto drawing a walk or seeing Aaron Judge flying out. You want to see these guys hitting the ball 500-plus feet in the All-Star game. But, again, the All-Star game, it's all led by pitching nowadays.
So DeMarco's in for Sedano. My friend David Lasher, the actor, is in. What we were doing is last Friday we had this all-star softball game in West Covina. They've got that Field of Dreams ballpark, and we played a softball game in Dodger Stadium. And Blake was marginal at
Did you
best.
say Dodger Stadium?
Yeah, it was Dodger Stadium where
Dodger
we played.
Stadium.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That's got to be so cool,
Oh,
playing
dude,
in Dodger Stadium.
It was awesome. We were playing in the replica Dodger Stadium, and it was so much fun.
It was
And
cool.
before we played, it was like it was Team Mason from our midday show versus Team Sliwa from our morning show, and then all the people from the radio station were involved. But before the game even started, we had our listeners, the Circle of Trust, take on the Mason and Ireland listeners, the Mafia, and it was a full-on battle between the listeners.
Was it high pitch or fast pitch?
Slow pitch, high pitch. Yeah.
Those are hard, man.
Yeah. Well,
obviously, guy
yeah.
struck out twice.
Yeah, right. Hey, Blake, give us a little preview as to what you think about the Dodgers going into the second half of the season. They
got to get an arm, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think
Gotta
so.
get an arm.
But,
Yeah.
they banked enough wins early in the year, and then, of course, as we got towards the end of the first half, they lost 6 of 7. They've got a ton of injuries. There are a lot of question marks, especially around the pitching staff. So, Blake, what do you think is going to happen?
It's going to be really interesting to see what happens with the Dodgers, especially over these next couple of weeks, because, like you said, they have so many pitchers that are banged up that are on the IL. They need pitching desperately. It looks like coming out of the All-Star break, they're actually going to have 4 rookies in their starting rotation. Now, that's fine if you're one of the worst teams in all of baseball and you're competing for the number 1 pick next year. But when you have World Series aspirations, you don't want 4 rookies lining up in your rotation. So it'll be interesting to see what the Dodgers do ahead of the trade deadline. I believe it's less than 2 weeks away now. So, yeah, they need, I think, at least 2 starting pitchers and maybe a couple bats. But I think the biggest thing to keep an eye on is the pitching staff, because there are so many injuries. There's so many guys that are coming up. I know the Dodgers do have, I believe, a 7-game lead in the division, but that's only because the NL West has been just awful this year. If the Padres were just slightly better, they'd be right on the Dodgers' tails. And who knows? All the Padres got to do is go 5-0 right at the All-Star break, and the Dodgers have a 2 or 3 game lead in the division. So I don't think Dodgers fans should get too comfortable with the cushion, because if they keep playing this level of baseball, the Padres and D-backs, they're going to make a run at them.
Yeah, here's the problem. The Padres coming out for the second half of the season have a very, very tough schedule. They've got to take on Cleveland, who's got the best record in baseball, or at least the National or the American League. Then they start 9 games on the road, and 3 of those games are in Baltimore. And then when they come home, they've got the Dodgers. The Dodgers start off with Boston. I mean, just my point is that I think the Dodgers' first 12 games of the second half are a lot easier than the Padres. I think the Padres
Sox Giants, right, for the Dodgers coming up next.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I feel like the Dodgers are probably planning on running away with this division, and the Padres will probably help that out. I would be looking at Arizona and San Francisco as possibilities, but we'll see what happens. Blake, you think Yamamoto's going to come back?
Yeah, it sounds like Yamamoto is making a nice recovery now. I don't think he's going to come back until probably early September at the earliest, but it does sound like he's progressing the right way. But with the way the Dodgers are with reporting injuries, they're kind of known for this on Twitter in a bad way. Whenever they say something, pretty much expect the opposite, because they're really off with a lot of these injury reports. So I'm going to take that with a grain of salt. But if I had to take a guess, I think early to mid-September is probably realistic for Yamamoto.
All right.
What
Dodgers.
about Kershaw? Coming back soon? No?
Blake?
No, it looks like Kershaw, he's probably going to make one more rehab start, I think tomorrow, I want to say. And if he comes out feeling well, he's probably going to be rejoining the Dodgers rotation next week. So knock on wood, say a prayer tonight that Kershaw is healthy, because I can't believe we're here in 2024 saying the Dodgers need Clayton Kershaw in the rotation, but that's just the state of it right now. If he were to join the Dodgers tomorrow, he'd probably be their number 1 or their number 2 starter at the moment.
How dare you, Pashaw?
What about Ohtani? Is he going to be able to pitch at all this year or no?
That would be fantastic. Now, the Dodgers, they haven't really said a whole lot in regards to that front. He has been, warming up. I think he's throwing up to like 60, 70, 80 feet now. So it looks like he's progressing. I think the only way we see Shohei pitch this year is if it's like a break glass situation where all their starters are out, they don't do anything at the trade deadline if they absolutely need him. But assuming they make a couple of trades, assuming some of these guys come back, because realistically, you just need 3 starters come October because of the way the schedule works out.
Save
if
it
the
for
Dodgers
March.
can have a healthy glass. Yeah, save it for next year. Save it for Tokyo for opening day next year. That's when they really need him.
All right, Blake Harris. Hey, Blake, great to talk to you, man. We'll talk to you next Thursday. Appreciate it. And by that time, we'll kind of have an idea of what the Dodgers look like in the second half.
This was the bat point guy. How dare you?
Yes, he pointed.
You pointed,
He pointed.
and then it was a ground out, right?
Yeah.
I would have booed you out of the stadium.
Whoa. No. Wasn't a ground out. It was a hard liner to left field.
Hard liner?
Defensive play.
Oh, God.
A hard liner. Hey,
Balake.
This pitch was 3 feet out of the strike, so I had to reach for it. I almost pulled something having to
Don't
reach
blame
for
the
ball.
pitcher because you got a bad eye. Come on.
Blake Harris stopping
My
by,
bad.
talking Dodgers. It's top of the hour. You are listening to KSPN Los Angeles. Blake, thank you very much. Coming right back, what we all need to know with our man Funchy Lova. And we got to tell you guys, for those of you that are just joining, about our experience last night at the LAFC game. We'll get to that story. Coming right back. This is Sedano and Kap on 710 ESPN.
Hi, I'm Garth Blumenthal, and I started Unstoppable Automotive Group by committing to deliver a world-class guest experience. We represent Mercedes-Benz, Audi, Land Rover, Jaguar, Volvo, and Polestar. And with our great selection and favorable lease and financing rates, we want to say yes to every offer. Plus, we'll give you top dollar for your trade-in. Visit unstoppablegroup.com or stop on in and say hello.
Unstoppable Automotive Group, building relationships one guest at a time.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
The most followed sports radio station in America.
710 ESPN.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
710 ESPN.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know. What you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
Yeah, what we need to know is being brought to us by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. DeMarco's in for Sedano for the next couple of weeks. Our friend David Lasher, the actor, is in studio hanging out. You got DeAndre running this operation, and here comes Funchy Lava with what we need to know.
All right, got some good news and bad news about the MLB All-Star Game. Good news is that the ratings are up 6%.
Whoa.
The bad news is it's still the second lowest All-Star Game ever.
Second
as far as ratings.
Lowest. The ratings are up, and it's still the second
yes,
lowest.
up 6%.
Wow.
Last year was the lowest rated All-Star Game ever. This year, the second lowest rated All-Star Game ever.
So we're still sinking, just not as fast.
No. I guess, and it goes to our conversation yesterday. Like, people don't care about watching these All-Star games these challenge games.
And I feel like the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, people act like they still watch it or care about it. Like the NBA All-Star Game, everybody knows it's going to be like 250 to 249. Yeah. Nobody cares. The NFL gave up on the Pro Bowl, the game itself, and they turned into like an All-Star skills competition, and no one pays attention to that.
Yeah.
And like baseball, for some reason, still acts like people care. Lash, you care? Did you watch any? I mean, you took notes, so.
I have my notes, dude. Yeah, listen, I'm a Yankees fan, so Aaron Judge is having an historic season. Hopefully it continues. But, yeah, listen, I love playoff baseball. I don't watch regular season baseball.
That's what you said yesterday, is that now it's football season, and then in October I'll get back to baseball.
Yeah, I mean, after the NBA crowns the champion, it's football season for me. That's the way I think. I'll get back to baseball in October. But I do watch to start the year.
You know what it is for me is that, football has 16 games, 17 games. Every game is crucial.
Yeah.
160-game season, no one game is that important.
That's a lot.
It's 160 games. I'm like...
Call me in October.
But I do love going out to Dodger Stadium. I do love going to the game. But I cannot watch a regular season baseball game on TV.
So would you rather them get rid of these All-Star games? Just not televise them? No more Pro Bowl, no more All-Star game?
I would have absolutely no change in my life whatsoever if baseball decided, you know what, we don't need an All-Star game. But they're never going to give it up because they make too much money from it.
Right.
I guess so. I mean, if the ratings are low, you're still making money from it?
Well, I mean, they're selling merch. They're
at the site.
Yeah, they're packing
sponsors.
people in. Yeah, they got all. I mean, they make a ton of money off these things.
I'm sure it's fun for the players. I know it's fun for the players. You're an all-star. This is what you're born and dreamed about doing, and here you are. But it seems like no one watches anymore.
Yeah,
you guys don't believe me. I watch every skills competition. I love that stuff. I love this stuff. It's fun.
You mean to tell me that when the AFC and NFC championship game ends and the week before the Super Bowl, all those festivities in Vegas, you watch all that stuff?
It's fun because you get to see all these guys and they take the helmets off and you see their personalities and you see them interact. I think that's great. And you get to see some world-class athletes. I think that's phenomenal. Didn't you like FC last night?
I loved that.
Phenomenal athletes.
So last night, David, me and DeMarco and DeAndre and Funchy Leva and the Queen Laura, we all went to the LAFC game. Have you ever been to an LAFC game?
No.
Dude, you as a sports fan, even if you're not a soccer fan, if you've never watched an MLS game in your life, I promise you this: you must go to an LAFC game.
It's infectious. You'll like it.
I have watched. I enjoy soccer. I mean, I would love to. Where do they play?
At BMO Stadium, right next to the Coliseum.
About, 10 minutes
Yeah,
from here?
yeah. They built this beautiful soccer stadium. You don't have any exposure to this.
Yeah.
You don't pass by BMO ever?
No. My youngest daughter, my 14-year-old, is a great soccer player. I enjoy her games.
I love
She's
that.
a lefty striker, but why is soccer so slow to become huge here?
You know what? You say that, but MLS has been in existence, I want to say 28, 29 years. It started, I want to say the first year was 1994 after the World Cup happened here in the U.S. And that league has been going on and on and on now since then. Now, you may think, well, but it hasn't really caught on. They've got huge television contracts. They have filled stadiums around the country. We were at this LAFC game last night. It was the first time we'd ever been. Never been inside BMO Stadium, had never been to an LAFC game. On a Wednesday night, it is packed.
No way.
Every seat in the place is packed. And they've got this section called the 3252s. It's in the end zone. Dude, everybody's standing. There's no seats. They're cheering and standing and playing drums and smoking weed and having the time of their lives, chanting the entire game.
Wow.
There's a
lovable
sound,
psychos,
right?
yes.
Sound.
All right,
and
DeMarco's going to give you his tickets, and then you're
yes. That's what I need to know. Never give Cap tickets.
What you need to know is being brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a theory about why soccer is not as big as baseball or football or basketball in the U.S. And it's because there's no commercial breaks, right? Coming from the entertainment side of the business, every TV show you watch, everything on TV is financed by the commercials.
Yes.
It's basically just to get
Super
eyeballs
Bowl, biggest thing, commercials.
to buy the products. So soccer game goes on for, 90 minutes?
Yeah.
Not a
45 and 45. Yeah.
Not a single commercial. And I feel like that is why their TV contracts, it's not suitable to the U.S. economy.
Interesting, but I kind of feel like what's attractive about the game on TV is it never stops.
For the viewer, right? But
you can't advertise.
But the money is not there like in the NFL or the MLB or the NBA.
Maybe
or they
not.
can do it before the game, pre-game.
Well,
brought to you by this.
And that's why if you look around the field, they've got all these video boards and there's commercials playing on these video boards the whole game. But like what an MLS franchise, if you wanted to go buy an MLS franchise right now, what do you suppose an MLS franchise would cost? If you wanted to go buy the LAFC, what do you think it would cost?
$200 million.
Okay. What do you think, David?
I don't think it's in the billions, but I don't know.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you were going to go try and buy the LA Kings, do you think the LA Kings and the LAFC, you think they're comped? You think
no?
Kings would cost more.
LA Kings are way more valuable than a soccer team.
You guys should look that up because I will tell you that I would think that the LAFC, if they were going to be sold right now, I would guess they are I don't know, $1 billion, $2 billion, $4 billion. Be a guess.
That's like more than the Cowboys, man.
No. The Cowboys would be like $7 billion. $8 billion, whatever it is.
Yeah.
The Lakers. You could look. There must be a Forbes list, Funchy.
He knew.
There must be. Oh no, I didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know?
No, I didn't know the answer. No,
LAFC is worth $1.2 billion.
$1.2 billion for LAFC.
$1.2 billion.
What are the Kings?
Wow.
Look up the Kings and see what the Kings are in a Forbes list.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, because listen, they just had a sale of a women's professional soccer team, the NWSL. In fact, they say that the Angel City, which is the professional women's soccer team in the NWSL, which you guys have probably never seen or heard of.
Yeah.
They play here in LA. They're the most valuable women's professional soccer team. And you go, well, what are they worth? $20? No, dude, they're worth, because they just sold a team down in San Diego. The guy who owned the team in San Diego owned the team for like a year, paid like, I want to say, $10 million, let's say, for the team, and sold the team for $100 million.
No
like,
way.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
The Kings, $2 billion.
Okay, Kings, $2 billion,
Close.
LAFC, $1.2 billion.
I was gonna say, you can't buy the LA Kings for $1 billion, but look at
Unreal.
like Mark Cuban with the Mavericks. The return on if you buy a professional sports team, and you nurture it, it's,
Oh, listen, if you don't need the cash, it's the greatest investment ever.
so much fun. Yeah.
So David Lasher's in with me and DeMarco. We were talking in the commercial break. Was Blossom your first big role?
It's a big show, man. Yeah.
Love that show.
I did
You like that show?
Love
Funky?
that show.
You like Blossom?
Love Blossom.
You like
It came
Joey
after
Lawrence?
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Big part of your life, right? Yeah, I know.
It was Fresh Prince at 8 and Blossom at 8:30 on NBC. Yeah. No, but Mayim Bialik and the original creator, Don Rio, have a show, a new Blossom show with Disney. So we're hoping to get that in production soon. And my first big show was a Nickelodeon show called Hey Dude.
Hey Dude preceded Blossom. Okay, got it.
Yeah, Hey Dude was a Nickelodeon show, then Blossom, and then Sabrina, and just DeMarco was asking me how did I get into it. I
15 years old and you're on a hit show in LA.
No. I was doing commercials and plays.
Oh, okay.
In New York. I got Hey Dude when I was 17.
17.
And then Blossom when I was like 20 or 21.
Okay.
And moved to LA after
A little bit more experience there, yeah. I mean, what was that like moving as a teenager in LA?
Were you by yourself? Parents moved with you or what?
I was by myself. I lived over, I had a great agent, Martin Lesak, who's like a legendary agent. I lived in the room over his garage. And it was like on Havenhurst, by Encino, across from the Jackson, the Michael Jackson estate. And I was on my own, 17, 18, 19, 20. I met my wife when I was 23 because I had already lived a lifetime of dating and exploring, and I just
let's get into that.
Yeah. Well, you asked about it.
Like when you're a TV star and you're like 18, 19, 20 years old, and you're in LA by yourself, and you're living in the garage of your agent's house.
Dude, come on.
Hey, dude.
Hey, dude.
Right.
It was fun, man. It was fun for a long time, and I had great friends. I had a whole fraternity of guys I came up with.
Like who?
Do you know Doug Ellen?
Yeah, of course.
Who created Entourage.
Yeah, of course.
My friend Cliff Dorfman, Rob Weiss.
Yeah.
I could go on and on, but we were it was like our college years, but we were all working. We were motivated, and we were having so much fun.
Were those guys friends from New York? Doug and Rob and those guys? Were those guys friends from New York?
Yeah, they were all like the Long Island crew. Doug was my roommate. Like right after we moved out, we had this great house in Beechwood Canyon.
DeMarco, Doug Allen was the guy who wrote and produced Entourage.
Yeah, he created Entourage, and he's done other great stuff. And
and by the way, he's hilarious on Instagram.
Is he really?
Hilarious. Oh my God, you've got to see his videos on Instagram.
Yeah, I loved Entourage. Yeah. Those stories were great.
Our kids grew up together. Our wives are best friends, and it's like a whole family that came out here at the same time, and we've all come up together, and it was a great time. That's why I'm doing this podcast.
Nice.
Looking back on the 90s, talking to everyone.
Yeah, Dave, the podcast. Give everybody a little bit so we can promote that, and then Dave Denholm is going to stop by because me and DeMarco last night during this LAFC game at the halftime, we went into the radio booth and we took over the halftime show.
We just crashed the show.
Can you do that?
We can. We can. Right. We can. I mean,
it's our guy, man. Yeah.
Most people can't. But when you're walking around with DeMarco, you just kind of push your way through.
When you're walking with Cap, see?
I don't know.
You guys are the best at what you do, man. I'm honored to be here.
So the podcast is called Hey Dude, the 90s called, and these guys interview like all your favorite TV stars and music stars from way back when, and the podcast is great. So you should really check it out. Dave Denholm will stop by next. This is Sedano and Kap on 710 ESPN. And let me just tell you about Coors Light. So icy cold Coors Light. It's summertime, right? You're going to be at the beach this weekend, like I said earlier. You're going to see the plane flying overhead. You're going to see the flag that goes behind that plane, and it's going to talk about CAChooseChill.com. CAChooseChill.com is the website. When it's summertime, and I'm telling you right now, the weather reports for this weekend are it's going to be hot and it's going to be steamy. So when you're out there having a good time, like for me, Saturday, I'm going to opening day at Del Mar. The racetrack is opening. It's opening day. I got a horse in the third race, by the way. The horse is called Invincible, all right? And I'm going to be drinking icy cold Coors Light in the winner's circle, even though our morning line says we're 12-1 and we're not favorites to win this race. I think we're going to win. So I'm going to be drinking those icy cold Coors Lights. They're cold, crisp, clean, refreshing, and DeAndre?
Crushable.
icy cold Coors Light. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. And when drinking that Coors Light, celebrate responsibly.
It's been a busy block of games in July already, but the black and gold aren't done yet.
Kike shot from 20 and in! Oliveira has scored on the giveaway!
It's another crucial Western Conference showdown, this time in downtown Seattle, as the West is getting wild.
Oh, that's a golazo!
Los Angeles Football Club versus Seattle Sounders. Pre-game gets going Saturday night at 7 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app. The summer of soccer will come to a close at SoFi Stadium, with Arsenal and Manchester United going head-to-head in the ultimate Rivals in Red match on July 27th. Feel the excitement as these legendary clubs face off for the first time in Los Angeles. It's a battle of one of England's fiercest rivalries that you won't want to miss. Experience this historic matchup, Arsenal versus Manchester United. Buy your tickets and suites now at SoFiStadium.com. At Cardin Alleyway Hyundai, the sizzling summer sales event is on now. Lease a new 2024 Hyundai Elantra SCL for only $249 a month plus tax for 36 months on approved credit. Plus get peace of mind driving with America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty and the Hyundai Assurance Program. Cardin Alleyway Hyundai just off the 91 freeway in the Corona Auto Center or CardinAlleyWayHyundai.com. Lease for $249 plus tax. License and fee to well-qualified buyers. 36-month lease. 10K miles per year. $34.99 due at signing. Not all buyers will qualify. Down payment may be required. Subject to HMF credit approval. Expires 07/31/2024.
Hey guys, John Ireland here. To build a winning team, you have to have the right people doing what they do best. If you're in a position to hire for your business, listen closely, because we have the ultimate teammate, ZipRecruiter. And you can try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. Hiring the right candidate is hard. ZipRecruiter uses powerful matching technology to quickly find and send you the most qualified people. So it makes finding and hiring your next superstar much easier. This is why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within 1 day. So be like the 3.8 million businesses who have come to ZipRecruiter and sped up their hiring process. Try ZipRecruiter today for free by going to ZipRecruiter.com/LA. That's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. One more time, ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
All right, so Funchy told us last night he's playing all 1991 original Lollapalooza songs and artists. So what do you got here, DeMarco?
I'm at a loss. Who is this?
To me, is this Jane's Addiction?
Who is this?
Mm-hmm. Jane's Addiction.
This is Jane's Addiction.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Jane's Addiction.
Not the biggest Jane's Addiction fan. Yeah. Anybody?
I feel like I saw
Funchy.
Jane's Addiction a couple years ago at a festival, and they had a new lead singer, I think. Because all those old grungy bands were there, like STP, Stone Temple Pilots. They had a different lead singer. And
I'll tell you,
This
I
is after
saw
he died, yeah.
I saw Pearl Jam recently, and they had as much energy as they had in the '90s. They were unbelievable.
Did you see him at the Forum?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I was going to go that
Wednesday
one
night show.
Yeah,
It
I
was
was going to
sick.
go. And I want to go to, Eddie Vedder has this festival every year down at
Ohana.
Doheny State
Yeah.
Beach, Ohana. And I've gone and seen Pearl Jam 2 years ago. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. It was Pearl Jam. Real Pearl Jam, not like Eddie with an all-star cast of musicians. Because then the next year, Eddie played with all these other guys like Chad Smith from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And they're great musicians.
show. Yeah.
But everybody's like, yo, Ed, we want you to sing Pearl Jam, like Jeremy, bro, and he wasn't.
Wow.
It's a different experience to see Pearl Jam rather than Eddie Vedder, but Ohana Festival is amazing.
Love it.
The setting is incredible. You're like right off the beach.
Yeah.
Wow.
Doheny State Beach.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. But, they were supposed to have Neil Young play this year, but Neil canceled on Saturday night. I saw Pink there 2 years ago. She played on Sunday night. She was amazing. Stevie Nicks on a Friday night.
Yeah, and Eddie came out and sang the Tom Petty part
I was
of
there.
Stop Dragging Your Heart Around. Yeah.
Right. I know. I love it, man. I do. All right. Hey, is Dave Denholm on the air?
Still trying to track him down.
Okay, good.
Oh.
So Dave is the play-by-play voice of the LAFC. And so as DeMarco and I made our way last night to our first ever LAFC game, at halftime we went up to the broadcast booth, and Dave is about to do the halftime show, and then we just took it over.
We crashed.
we just grabbed headsets and just took it over.
Yes, sir.
It was awesome.
You didn't know how me and Dave, you didn't know we knew each other?
No, so you had said,
Yeah.
hey, man, I haven't seen you in a long time.
Me, Dave, and Mario, and Funchy. We go all the way back to the old building at 710. I used to do shows with Dave. I was doing a show with Gary Miller, and he quit or they fired him, so they had a bunch of fill-in guests, and Dave was one of them, and he hung in there the longest. He was the only guy that got me, so we connected. And we used to argue about this because he used to tell me about soccer, and I didn't want to hear it back then. But he would say that professional football, would be the first sport to die out in this country because we're the only ones playing it.
All right, hold on.
Yeah.
Here's Dave. Dave's on the line. Dave, what's going on? Good afternoon, good evening at this point. How are you, man?
Hey, guys. How are you? Nice to talk to you.
Yeah, dude. Sorry we took over the halftime show last night.
Are you mad?
Sorry, man.
No. What are you talking about? That was fine. That was fun.
Well, awesome. but you were on the air, and then DeMarco comes in from behind you and tries to give you like a belly-to-back souffle.
Come on.
Yeah,
Well, that's DeMarco for you. No doubt about it. But
Cap didn't know that we go way back.
I didn't know, and DeMarco's just kind of telling me. So let me hear the origin of this relationship. I didn't know this.
Yes. Did Gary Miller get fired? Is that what it was?
Oh, boy. I hate to cast stones here. No, I think he was actually the first time we did shows together. He went on vacation, but then, when we kind of had a longer stretch where you and I did the show together for a while. I don't know what was going on there with Gary, but
something. We vibed though. You were the only one that came on that I liked, and it was like on a personal level. I liked Dave as a friend. Yeah.
Until you rat me out now, getting my story wrong about the NFL, but it's cool. I mean, it's cool.
Wait, get it wrong. You said it would die out.
No, it's been a long time. Yes, I said the NFL would be the first of the major 4 leagues to die out because of the medical issues, potentially.
Oh.
At that time, remember, concussions were the rage, in terms of all the talk in sports of how they were going to handle that. And they seem to have swept it under the rug pretty well, I guess.
I'm happy you're wrong.
Hey, but Dave, but I have a question. So back then, that is pre-LAFC, right?
Oh, yeah.
So what were you doing?
Gracious,
What were you doing? Before you became the voice of LAFC, what were you up to?
Radio in L.A. for about 20 years, I guess. So,
don't I look like a moron? Don't I? Thanks for not telling me I'm a moron. I can do it myself, Dave. It's okay. It's all right.
Actually, Scott, I think I was doing the show you're doing right now. Yes. For quite a number of those years.
Dave, that really amazing the way you call a soccer game, dude. It is incredible to watch you work. You make the game so exciting. And as DeMarco and I pulled into the booth last night, I said to you, you and Mario Ruiz are such incredible brand ambassadors for LAFC. You get people hyped and excited. It was our first game. And
I'm a fan.
I know. I can't wait to come back. I was telling my girlfriend, she was up in British Columbia last night. She was at a wedding, and they went to a pub, and they had the game on in the pub. And she's like, we're watching the game that you guys are at. And I'm like, wait till we come to these games, because they are so much fun, Dave.
They really are. I'm glad you guys had a great time, of course. But the atmosphere is, I don't mean to say this lightly, it's always like what you saw.
Wow.
So the next time you come, it'll be just like that. And the next time, and the next, I mean, they just bring it. They do. It's look, we've all been to every sporting event in LA, every team, and there are great teams. Los Angeles, DeMarco and I talked about this almost 20 years ago. It's such an underrated sports town, right? It is. It's one of the greatest sports cities in the world. And LAFC, for my money, is the best night out for a game in LA. It just is. I mean, the atmosphere is incredible.
Hard to argue.
The city,
I had a great time last night.
With great teams. Yeah, I mean, it's just, and it's not just, look, the 32-52 is obviously drives the train, if you will, but everybody gets involved. It's a great atmosphere. Even the road fans, when they come into town in decent numbers. We had a game the other night where New Mexico in the U.S. Open Cup brought probably 1,000 fans. They were incredible, and they were probably spurred on by the 32-52 as well. I mean, it really is an awesome night out at a sporting event.
Yeah, we're talking to Dave Denholm, who was calling the game last night. The LAFC, DeMarco and I kind of went into the booth at halftime. Like I said, DeMarco tried to give Dave a belly-to-back souffle right in the middle of the broadcast. and then I loved it. We were all like, hey, Dave, let's take a selfie. And Dave's like reading a spot, you know what I mean? Right?
But he did it. Knocked it out of the park.
Right. Nobody would have ever known that Dave was being attacked in the booth. Dave, just in terms of the game last night, I was excited to see Timothy Tillman, who I've gotten to know off air and off the field.
Sure.
And I was excited to see him play last night, and he drew a yellow card early, and then he got knocked down and knocked out, and so he's kind of had some back and forth in and out of the lineup, right?
Yeah, he just missed a game because of yellow cards. In fact, if you get 5 in MLS within a certain amount of games, you have to sit out a game as well. And he did run into that. He had to miss a game recently. Then he comes back for this one, gets that early yellow, then gets kind of 2 straight shots he took. Really, tough shots, and he just couldn't get the leg back. I think it might have been the hamstring. We don't know the extent of that, but he couldn't go on, and that was an early sub. That really didn't help, no doubt about it. He's a crucial part of that midfield.
Wait, the yellow cards accrue? You don't just start over from 0?
Yeah, DeMarco, if you have 4, the next one you get, if you get one within a certain amount of time, you do have to sit out a game with 5. This is over the course of the whole regular season.
Oh, okay.
So, it's not like in any. But if you get to 4 and then you are, I guess, not yellow carded for a while, there's a certain amount of games, then you're off that list too. But if you get one on that 5th one, you do have to sit out a match. Obviously, if you get a red card, as you guys know, you have to sit out the next game and all that. But
yeah.
So over the course of a whole season, you can accumulate enough yellows to get a suspension as well.
See, I'm new, but the ref last night seemed to be screaming at a guy from the other side, like, "Come here, let me talk to you and tell you why I carded you."
Yeah,
is that common?
Well, I mean, it can be, I guess. It just kind of. I mean, we all obviously don't know what they're saying to each other, so who knows what kind of language was being tossed around there to the referee.
Oh, I know that body language. Yeah.
Yeah, he was trying to lay down the law a little bit, like, hey, let's, And I thought the ref did a good job last night. He was, very solid. And but yeah, sometimes they do kind of get into the players' faces a little bit. Nothing too crazy, but they have a tendency to kind of want to, make sure things don't get out of hand because it is so physical, as you know. I mean, it can get out of hand if you're not careful. So, yeah, the referee need to do a good job of controlling the atmosphere, too.
Hey, so we're talking to Dave Denholm, who is the play-by-play voice of the LAFC. And, Dave, it was a great game last night. Unfortunately, it was a 1-1 tie. LAFC had so many scoring opportunities in the first half. The goal that they scored was amazing because the goalkeeper from Real Salt Lake came out, and the LAFC player was able, and I wish I knew who it was able to, kick the ball away from the goalkeeper and then had a big, long shot from outside the box. It was a super exciting goal, but a lot of opportunities to score. They couldn't capitalize. The game ended in a tie. Who did score the goal? I should know that.
Kike Oliveira, who just came back from that Copa America with Uruguay. So first game back in a while, and he scores a goal like that. It was awesome. Great start. You're right. It was like the 5th minute, and then we just could not find the back of the net the rest of the way. Should have won that game, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Hey, Dave, last thing. This is just a general MLS soccer thing. Philadelphia had a kid play for them last night who's 14 years old. 14-year-old child played in an MLS soccer game last night. What is that all about, man?
Yeah, I mean, he's come up through their academy. They have an academy in Philadelphia where they actually do attend school there. It's going to be similar to San Diego FC, which we're all kind of getting familiar with, and their dream academy. And so he's been in their academy for a number of years. His brother had played with the club, is with the club, but his brother's a little older, certainly. But yeah, 14 years old. He just beat out Freddie Adu's record for the youngest player, and I think we all remember that name, certainly from many years ago. So he becomes the youngest, but, you know, guys, we don't see them that young too often, even around the world. I mean, guys are young. Look at the kid from Spain that just won the Euros. He's 16, and he plays for Barcelona, and he's playing for Spain and winning the Euro competition. So, yeah, there's a big difference between 14 and 16. I get it, but boy, younger and younger. It's a young man's game. It really is. And, you know, that's not to say you can't be successful, obviously, later in your career and have a long career in soccer. But, yeah, 14, and, I mean, he deserves his opportunity. He's already actually his contract's already been purchased for when he turns 18 to go to Man City, one of the biggest clubs in the world. They just have to wait till he's 18 years old. So they worked out a deal where he stays with Philadelphia for a while. And, they wanted to give him a chance. He's been playing great with their, the second division, if you will, their lower level club coming up through the academy. And if you're ready, you can play, you know, and he's ready.
Amazing story. Hey, Dave, great call last night, at least of what we got to hear.
Thanks,
and it was so awesome to come up into the booth. And thank you so much for letting us be part of the halftime show. And you got 2 new LAFC fans, and we look forward to coming back.
That is awesome, and I mean this sincerely. Anytime you guys are there, you want to stop by in the middle of the game, DeMarco. It's fine.
Of course. And I will hug you again.
Appreciate you, Dave.
My man.
Thanks, buddy.
Dave Denholm from the LAFC. All right, everybody stay right where you are, because coming up next, it's time for Big Deal or No Deal. But with Dave Lasher in studio, we're going to turn Big Deal or No Deal into a 90s trivia game.
Ooh.
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Let's go.
That's right. In honor of Dave Lasher being in studio and his podcast about the 90s, we're going to turn it into a 90s trivia game. Before we do, I want to tell everybody about Prize Picks. You got to download the Prize Picks app now, and you got to use my code KAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y, because they will match your first deposit 100% up to $100. And right now, we're getting ready for the second half of the baseball season. We're getting ready for the Olympics. There's going to be a free square coming with LeBron for only having to score half a point. So there's WNBA. There's NBA Summer League you can play. There's video games like League of Legends. There is so much to play on Prize Picks. But if you download the app, use my code KAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y, they match your first deposit 100% up to $100. And now I have a favor to ask everybody. If you're playing Prize Picks, and I know you are, hit the share button and tweet your picks to me. Tag me at Scott Kaplan so that I can play your picks, because I know you guys are doing your research and I'm not. So download Prize Picks, use my code KAPPY, and let's all win together on Prize Picks.
Next Gen is the official AC Heat and Plumbing Company of SoCal sports fans. That's right. Next Gen is the absolute best in the biz with thousands of 5-star reviews and happy customers. Right now, get an $88 drain cleaning, and they'll add in a free plumbing camera inspection. So, if you're sick of dealing with a slow drain, call 833-3-NEXTGEN. That's 833-3-NEXGEN and say goodbye to your AC heating and plumbing problems.
NEXGEN. Call 833-3-NEXTGEN.
The biggest show on the radio.
That's Mason in Ireland. Weekdays after Crab and Sleeve.
I married the only girl at San Diego State who didn't pose in Playboy.
But are you not happy?
I could be happier.
Wow, John. Would you really be happy?
With $1 billion, would I be happier? What do you think?
Wait a minute. Okay, $1 billion or Lisa?
Why can't I have both?
You can't. You've got to choose $1 billion or Lisa.
Honey, it's been a great ride.
Cut this. Send it to Lisa Ireland.
Lisa would find a way to get back to me and then spend the $1 billion. That's what she would be good at.
You live behind the gates with Genie Bus. You live in Idaho.
Idaho in a mansion.
Yeah.
What more do you need?
I need $1 billion.
I need $1 billion.
That's what I need.
You go.
Steve Mason and John Ireland. Tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN.
Over 20 years ago, the first batch of Tito's handmade vodka was distilled in the heart of Austin, Texas. Since then, its roots have stayed put, and its vodka continues to be made on the same land where Tito built his dream. A distillery called Mockingbird that houses a simple vodka with a spirit the size of Texas and as good as the day it was born. Learn more about the Tito's story at Tito'sVodka.com. That's Tito'sVodka.com. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See? We didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Well, you've got an oil change coming up. You can go farther and save on full synthetic with our oil change special. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of STP full synthetic oil with an STP extended life oil filter for just $29.99. Get the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hey, dude. It's a little wild and a little strange.
All right, it's time for Big Deal or No Deal, but we're going to make an adjustment today here on Sedano and Kap with our man David Lasher in studio.
I love that song. You know that song?
Is this the Hey Dude theme?
Yeah.
So David Lasher's in studio. You like this that we're playing Hey Dude?
Let's jam it.
Yeah. So David's podcast, Hey Dude, the 90s called. We're going to, instead of going Big Deal or No Deal, Funchy Leva, we're going to do a little 90s trivia. And by the way, people are in our live YouTube chat, Dave, and they're asking if you have anything to say. I haven't asked you about this off air, but so I'm kind of putting you on the spot. Everybody knows that you were on Beverly Hills 90210. They're like, hey, ask him about Shannon Doherty. You got to talk to it. Just say something about it, you know? I mean, it's very sad, dude. 53 years old. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I was just, I thought she was really winning this fight she's been in. You know what? iHeartMedia just asked me to record something about her. And I'm not like one to jump on. I wasn't very close with her, but we worked together on those episodes. And then there was a time where she married a friend of mine, Ashley Hamilton, who's George Hamilton's son, and we spent a lot of time together in like a short period of time. It was a small, short-lived marriage, but I saw this beautiful soft side of her, like where she was a strong woman. She pandered to nobody. She was, I don't think people knew there was this really soft, vulnerable side to her. And we had, for a few short years, we had really good times together. And then when I heard what she was going through, I was just devastated. This really strong girl, this strong person fighting this fight. And then to hear that she lost to it, it was
sad, man. 53 years old. It was sad. Really sad. All right, let's play a little 90s trivia. You ready to play a little bit? I have no idea what's about to happen here. This is usually where we play Big Deal or No Deal. But Funch, what do you got for us today?
I got some 90s trivia, all multiple questions, also some musical questions as well. So,
multiple choice questions?
Multiple choice questions, yes.
Okay, all right, multiple choice questions.
Okay.
Good.
Good, we need it. Right.
Well, I made it for this little junior right here, that's why.
I mean, this guy, were you even born in the 90s?
Late 90s, 98.
98.
No way.
My man was born in 98.
Wow.
Lash, you got to see me. You got to see me. Me and him go out. Me and DeAndre go out places, and they look at us, and they go, white Jewish guy in his 50s, young black guy in his 20s, agent player.
Yep.
That's what they all think. That's what they all think. They're like, that's the agent, that's the ball player.
That's right.
I'd lean into that.
It's like Jerry Maguire,
Yes,
Tom
sir.
Cruise in Cuba.
Right.
There it is.
All right, guys, I'm going to start off with a song. Okay, this hit right here, Summer Girls in 1998, was made by... Was it either Backstreet Boys, 98 Degrees, or LFO?
This song right here?
Yeah, song right here. Was it Backstreet Boys, 98 Degrees, or LFO?
All right, DeMarco.
LFO.
Lash?
I agree. LFO.
I don't know who LFO is. I don't think the Backstreet Boys were happening then, were they? I don't know. All right, I'll go with the crew here. I'll go with LFO just because I want to tie it if everybody gets it or doesn't get it.
DeAndre?
I'm going to go with Backstreet Boys. I'm going to be a little different.
Everyone is right except for Junior over here.
Yeah.
It's LFO.
Junior.
This was their hit, right?
Shame, Junior.
Yeah, this was their hit.
Who's LFO?
This was their hit right here.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it a one-hit wonder? I guess it was one of the many 100 boy bands that came out in the 90s.
It was always on the radio.
Is LFO related to LMFAO?
No.
Not even close.
I like those guys.
Yeah.
Party rock, baby.
Yeah.
All right. Let me set this up for you. So there was supposed to be a third Batman film from Tim Burton, and he was going to get someone to play Two-Face, and it was going to be either one of these three guys here. And they're all Star Wars stars. So was it either Harrison Ford, Billy D. Williams, or Mark Hamill? Who was going to play Two-Face in a canceled Tim Burton Batman film?
Wasn't it Tommy Lee Jones played Two-Face?
He did. But this
It was supposed to be Billy D. Williams because he played Harvey Dent.
DeMarco, is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
Crap.
I feel like Billy D. Williams would be the right guy, too. I'm going to go out on a limb here. It was Harrison Ford, Billy D. Williams, and who?
Mark Hamill. Luke Skywalker.
Nah. I'm going Billy D. Flash?
Yeah, it has to be Billy D. The other two don't make
DeAndre.
sense.
I'm going to go Billy D with them.
All right. Everyone's right. Billy D. Williams. This is shocking. I didn't know Billy D. Williams was going to be Two-Face.
It was a big thing. He played Harvey Dent in the second one, and then they flipped to Tommy Lee Jones in the third one.
Jeez, I do not remember this. I was a kid when
I
this
was
happened.
mad. Come on.
David Lasher's also looking like, I don't know if I...
I know Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face.
Yes. Me too. All right, I got another song. This song is called Save Tonight. It was released in 1997. Who was this by? Terrence Trent D'Arby, Eagle Eye Cherry, or Chris Cornell?
Oh, okay. All right.
Sorry, Cap.
Okay. What was the second one?
It's Terrence Trent D'Arby.
No, absolutely not.
Eagle Eye Cherry.
It's got to be
Chris
that
Cornell.
because it's not Chris Cornell. So by process of elimination, I'm going with B. Who's B?
Eagle Eye Cherry.
That's who I'm going with.
David.
Yep, process of elimination, Eagle Eye Cherry, yep.
DeMarco?
It is Eagle Eye Cherry.
DeAndre.
I'm going to go with the crowd, Eagle Eye Cherry.
All right, Eagle Eye Cherry. Jeez, I got some
Come
easy
on, Chris
questions.
Cornell, bro.
That is not Chris Cornell.
And it ain't Terrence
I'm just trying to throw off DeAndre.
I know.
Obviously, you're not going to throw me out. The whole crowd is going with
Right,
it.
you don't even know who any of these people are.
I don't.
Man, you ain't know nothing about no
All right,
Terrence
so
Trent
far
D'Arby.
we David, Cap, and DeMarco 3, DeAndre 2.
All right.
All right, guys. So this has to do with Toy Story. Which actor was the one first approached to play Buzz Lightyear in Toy Story? Was it Robin Williams, Steve Guttenberg, or Billy Crystal? David.
David Lasher. Now thinking.
By the way, we just had Steve Gutenberg on our podcast.
I love
he
him.
Is the
Yeah, 3 Minute Baby.
Coolest guy.
Police Academy.
He first of all, his Instagram feed is great.
Yes,
it's so inspirational.
So inspirational.
And you know, I don't know how old Steve Guttenberg is. How old do you think he is? In his
60s, probably?
Maybe late 50s, maybe early 60s.
Oh, come on. He got to be older than
Police
that.
Academy guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And dude, he's
hilarious.
built.
Mahoney.
He's big.
Dude, he's one of the most genuine, positive, happy people I've ever met.
I love that guy.
I'm going to go with Robin Williams, though.
DeMarco.
I think it is Robin Williams.
Cap.
I'm going to go with Billy Crystal.
DeAndre.
I'm going to go Robin Williams.
Everyone is wrong except for Cap. Billy Crystal.
Billy
Crystal was going to play. They asked him to play Buzz Lightyear first.
I love Billy Crystal. You know, there are certain people in your life that you desperately want to meet.
Yeah.
Billy Crystal is somebody that I so desperately want to meet. And I kept saying I'm going to go to Clipper games and I'm going to stalk him and I'm going to find him. And I have not found him. And I got to meet Billy Crystal in my life.
Wow.
Your impression of Sammy Davis Jr. is Billy Crystal's impression.
Well, it is. It's not really Sammy Davis Jr. It's Billy Crystal.
He was a grandparent at my kid's elementary school. So he'd come to all the shows
No way.
and stuff like, his grandkids were in my kids' class.
I do stupid things though, like when I meet celebrities, like where I like try and do things to them. Like I met Bill Murray one day, and I like a moron, like a complete idiot. I'm like, "Hello, Cinderella boy here."
You did not do that.
Tears in his eyes, I guess. Like and it's stupid things.
What
to
was
do.
his face when you?
Well,
did
he was
that?
like, "Get away from me, moron!" And then like with Billy Crystal, like I see myself walking up to him and going, "Sayuros, my friend, how are you?" Like I see myself
you should do
doing
Mike
that.
Tyson in front of Mike Tyson.
Marvelous.
Right, yeah, right.
Fernando.
Right. If I would see Mike Tyson, man, look at me, man. Look at my look at me, man. I got one eye. I got two. I got one eye.
All right, guys, we'll do a couple more. Cap's in winning right now, 4-3. David has 3. DeMarco has 3. DeAndre has 2. All right, guys. What was the most watched television episode of the 90s? The Cheers finale in 1993. The Seinfeld finale in 1998. The first episode of Beverly Hills 90210 after Shannon Doherty left in 1995.
Oh my God!
Wow. David,
DeAndre.
what year were you on, or what years were you on Beverly Hills 90210?
90210. I was on that first summer. I would say 93.
Okay.
92, 93.
Okay.
But of those shows, I would think the Cheers finale beat out the Seinfeld finale. I'm going to go with Cheers.
Cap.
I'm also going to go with Cheers.
DeMarco.
I'm gonna roll with Cheers too.
DeAndre.
DeAndre, you ain't know nothing about no Cheers.
Nothing.
I'm going Seinfeld.
Ooh, okay, well, everyone's right. The adults in the room are right here. With Cheers.
Not Junior.
The kid right here.
Not Junior.
Junior.
Can I give you my rationale? 93 to 98, the viewership just goes down, right? Like you go back to the MASH finale, and
Yeah.
the viewership just has gone down. So you give me the Cheers finale in 93 against the Seinfeld finale in 98, even though they're two of the greatest shows ever, there were more people watching NBC in 93.
They had more eyeballs.
Good reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
Less distraction.
All right, Funch, one more, and then we'll wrap things up.
Okay, Macaulay Culkin was paid $1 million, the first child star to ever do so, for what film? Was it Home Alone 1, Home Alone 2, or My Girl? DeAndre.
Home Alone.
Cap.
Home Alone 2.
David.
I'm going to go My Girl just so I can maybe tie the Cap. my Girl.
DeMarco.
Home Alone 2.
David's right.
Yeah.
Almost was right. Yes, My Girl. He was paid $1 million for My Girl. David and Cap are tied. I got a tiebreaker, though.
Okay, tiebreaker. Here we go. Now, this is just between me and David?
You and David, yes.
Okay.
I'm
yes. How many Americans tune in to watch the O.J. verdict trial? And I'm just going to tell you, just give me how many million people and without going over, basically.
Okay.
Closest to it.
Okay, how many people tuned in to watch the O.J. Simpson verdict? How many people in America? Okay. I will say 200 million.
David.
Wait, if he goes over, he's out?
Yes.
Don't say one.
No, but I'm going to $1. The price is right.
That's so smart.
Oh God. No, I would say like 45 million.
And David's the winner. 95 million Americans tune in to watch O.J.'s
95 million.
95 million.
How many people tuned in to watch the finale of Cheers? I wonder what that number was.
Give me 1 second on that one.
David Lasher's a winner.
What do I
Nice.
What do you get? I don't know. How about this? How about if you could you come back next week maybe and hang out? I like having you in the studio with me and DeMarco.
Let's do it. Let's do it. That's a prize.
Take
93
some
million
more
for
notes.
Cheers.
93 million?
93 million for Cheers.
And how many was it for OJ?
98.
Hold up here. Let me bring this back up.
What is Cheers?
95.
Come on, Junior.
That's like 1 out of every 3 Americans.
Yes.
Wow.
That's insane.
93 for Cheers, 95 for OJ.
Wow, how about that? All right, hey, listen, let's do this. How about a little dealer's choice? Let's wrap things up. This is Sedano and Cap.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News and World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey guys, it's Cap. So you get this letter from the Department of Water and Power with two big bold words, high usage. And you don't really know what to do about it, but you kind of have an idea of who you can blame. So you go knock on your daughter's door and you go, hey, would you stop showering for 45 minutes twice a day? And then you go to your son and say, would you please stop washing your car 3 times a week? And then you continue with your life until you get another one of these beautiful letters that says high usage on it. This is where the Water Boy comes in. The Water Boy specializes in pressurized leak detection. All they do, day in and day out, is go to homes and find leaks. Their state-of-the-art equipment allows them to visually and acoustically inspect your pipes to find that stubborn leak that's constantly flowing. It can be anything from a failing toilet to a burst pipe in your slab. You don't even know it existed. They have ample amounts of experience from water damage restoration to general construction and plumbing that, when combined, allows them to master the art of leak detection. They do non-destructive leak detections, which means they're not going to open or damage the structure of your home. Their equipment is advanced enough to listen to the exposed surfaces and indicate where the leak is occurring. They are widely used by homeowners, property managers, and even realtors to inspect pressurized water systems to make sure they're intact and functioning with no leaks. Call Omer at the Water Boy Leak Detection today, 818-518-5055. Visit thewaterboyinc.com. That's the Water Boy Leak Detection at 818-518-5055. Talk to Omer. He's going to take good care of you at the Water Boy. Visit thewaterboyinc.com.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See? We didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-372-2017. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-372-2017. 800-372-2017. 800-372-2017.
That's our final segment music. DeMarco crushing as always. David Lasher in studio having a great day as well. And Lil D and Funchy, what a day.
Absolutely.
Ooh, and we still hit it. Even with DeMarco's absolutely thrown in there. Wow. All right. David Lasher, they're saying in the live YouTube chat that I invited you back so that I could give you more of DeMarco's tickets to games.
Anytime.
Right.
Anytime.
That'll be our running thing. I will go to you, you go to DeMarco,
Yes.
and we never tell him that
I will pass him the gift to give to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And DeMarco, they're also saying in the live YouTube chat that they didn't know that it was you on the show today. They thought it was Kirk Morrison.
Gavolt.
That's why you brought the picture.
I love it. Oh,
An
that's
honorary
great.
Jew.
Right. Not just an Ive, a full Gavolt. I love it, man. Yeah.
My man.
Yeah. That was DeMarco came in today and he goes, hey, look, you see this picture right here of me and Marshall Faulk? This is proof that I am not Kirk Morrison.
That ends it right there.
Right.
Until you can produce a championship hat. That ends it right there.
Let that be known, Kirk Morrison.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, Lash, what are you doing, man? You going from here? You getting out of here? You flying to New York, huh?
Yeah, I have a red-eye flight from LAX to New York. I have a daughter. My youngest daughter, Chelsea, is up at camp in New York in the Adirondacks. And so, yeah, I'm going to take the red-eye, drive to the city, drive from the city 4 hours up to Lake George.
Oy vey. See?
But, yeah, I've also been working with a guy that you know, Greg Scheinman.
Oh, Greg Scheinman. I love Greg Scheinman. Have you ever heard of this guy, DeMarco?
No.
Greg Scheinman is one of the most amazing guys. I met this guy a few years ago at Ohana Fest in Doheny State Beach. We were staying at the same hotel. We're all hanging out in the afternoon at the pool. He and I start talking. This guy's ripped. And so I start talking to him like, yo, bro, what do you eat? I want your diet.
Yeah.
You know, turns out he's got this like whole thing.
Midlife male.
Midlife male.
Yeah. Midlife male.
Yeah. And it's
M-A-L-E.
M-A-L-E. And he does like coaching for guys that are middle-aged.
Oh, no way.
And how to get like the most out of their life. Because, you know, so many guys get to this age and they're like unhappy with work and family and like they don't put enough time into the things that are most important to them and so on and so forth. Yeah, Greg Scheinman, what a guy, man. I love him.
Yeah, no, he's got a whole system how to optimize life in middle age for men. You know, there's so many people that are doing this for women, from, you know, Oprah to Reese Witherspoon. You know, Greg Scheinman and Midlife Male has this amazing strategy. Anyway, just the website's midlifemale.com. And
check that out.
I'm coming on to help creative direct some of his content. And I love what he's doing. And he told me that he knows you and he was on your podcast.
Yeah.
So he says hi.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. He's a great guy. He's an amazing guy. And I said to him, I go, hey, Scheinman, I go, let me get your diet, man. And he writes back to me. He goes, it's not a diet, bro. It's a lifestyle.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes,
he's
sir.
cold plunging and sauna.
Right. You know, and he's like, it's not it's not that I eat a certain thing. It's the way I eat. It's the way I work out. And he said to me something that really resonated with me. He goes, if you want me to analyze like what you do and how to help you optimize, he's like, I got to look at your calendar. He goes, because if I don't see your workouts on your calendar, if they're not scheduled, you'll never get to the gym. You'll never do your workouts. It has to be scheduled and on your calendar.
true.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Greg Scheinman.
Greg Scheinman.
Yeah.
Midlife male.
Midlife male.
Yeah.
Write that down.
He's great, man. He
They're
really
called
is.
non-negotiables.
Right.
Non-negotiables.
Right. So like for example, like I'm always a yes guy. I always say yes to everything. I don't have the guts to say no to anything, you know? And he's like, dude, if it doesn't satisfy like your family life and like what's most important to you, you say no. You know, and I just never do say no. I'm like always saying yes.
There's
Always.
a lot of power in no.
Big time.
A lot of power to
Yes.
say
I know. I just
You can
don't.
always change a no to a yes. You can't do the opposite.
Yeah, I always.
That's true.
When I hear no from somebody, I always say to them, I'm like, that is the beginning of the conversation to get to yes. Like I never take no for an answer.
Yeah.
But yet I can never say no.
That's a problem.
That is
That's an issue.
It is
That's an issue right
Listen,
there.
I'm a people pleaser too.
Yeah.
So what I do is I say yes, and then I resent having to do the
Yes,
thing I said yes to.
right.
And I dread it until I have to do it.
Right.
And then half the time I cancel at the last second, which is even worse.
We have this thing, and somebody had asked me to come to this event, and I was like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. So my girlfriend says to me, well, tell them that this is your time. You know, it's the weekend. You know, you get paid for doing things like this. So I was like, I can't tell them that I need to get paid. She's like, oh, I'll do it. And so they like came back and they like offered me like money to show up at this thing. And I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. She goes, that's not nearly enough. So she went back to them and she goes, twice that. And they go, okay. And I'm like, I was afraid to ask for $1.
Oh my God. Sounds
She
like my
doubled
wife.
it. Yeah. All right, David Lasher, have a great flight. Hopefully
sir.
you'll come back and join
Good
us
to
next
see you
week.
guys.
DeMarco, amazing job.
See you tomorrow.
Funchy Love, a way to rock and roll.
Yes, sir.
DeAndre, let's land this plane. And until tomorrow, everybody,